we're live. Hey, everybody. It is, what is it, Wednesday? Thursday? What day is today?
It is Friday.
It's Friday. I don't know what time is anymore. It is Friday. We're doing a storyline commentary stream. Is Will able to join us? No. So, of course, yeah, we are doing a storyline commentary stream for a few reasons. One, I don't think we did one last year at all.
I don't remember if we did, but I spent half of that last year in the hospital.
I'll get into that in a bit, and I'll get into why that is in a bit here. But secondly, January revenue is garbage. I was hoping to get out another Atop the Fourth Wall episode beforehand, but stuff happened, and it's like, well, I need some revenue, so screw it. We're putting out one last thing before the end of the year, and people have been wanting a storyline commentary stream, so damn it, we're going back to it. So yeah, storyline commentary stream. The thing is, and I've been saying this for a while now, I wanted Will on for this because we had, it's his character introduced here. Jurgens is here. This is where he became a bigger part of the show. Will is just not answering calls. I know he's incredibly busy because he's doing his own thing in life, but like we haven't talked in forever. I hope he's doing okay. Last I heard, he was doing just fine because we still have contact with his girlfriend. At least we did a while back. Last time I tried to do it, so I was just like, screw it. People want a storyline comedy stream. It's been over a year. Let's just do this one. Let's just finally get on with it. A dead fish. Fun thing I noticed from the big marathon rewatch years 3 and 4 when we learned Linkara's true nemesis, not Linkara, not the end of the words, not Lord Vice, not even one more day, but geography. Yes. So yeah, I will give plenty of recollections, but I will probably get some stuff wrong, or I will forget a few things. Joining me this evening for the stream, and we will probably not complete the full storyline just because this is a really long one. But joining us this evening, we've got Eliza.
Always great being here.
We've got the game show reviewer.
Hey, I noticed when you said that Will wasn't on, at least half of your viewers disappeared.
I know, it's because Will's the real star here. I mean, look at that sexy man with that hair. That wig is what got him all the fangirls.
It's all about Snowflame.
And Snowflame, yes. And Lotus. We got Lotus here.
Good evening, everyone.
We also have Zen.
Oh yeah, and Zen
I'm
too.
a bunny.
I forgot because right now Zen and Eliza are using the same microphone, so I forget that she's here too.
I'm not here. I'm just a ghost bunny. No one cares about me.
So yeah, I don't know how long we're going to go for. Probably no longer than 3 hours because I have to get back to work on the next episode. I do have a storyline-related question. Where do you keep Neutro parked? Let's just say in Hammer Space. No, I think we explained there's like an underground hangar that just houses Neutro in all the places Linkara's lived. Samurai the Cat. My next SBR vlog is going to be a day late, so it's okay that an episode got delayed. So yeah, and the thing is, try to keep questions related to storyline stuff only, because we're not going to be having deep conversations about like side stuff in video games and whatnot. I will be shutting that down quickly, because we're here for the storyline commentary. Unfortunately, my compatriots here cannot see the video. I'm sharing OBS right now, but apparently there was an update. I haven't updated the damn thing, so I don't know how that works. There's an update on either the Discord side or the OBS side where they just can't see it.
Sorry, it just occurred to me that you basically just told the audience don't interfere with, or don't ask questions that are not off topic or anything like that. Focus on me.
It's all about me. I'm the important thing here. Storyline question: Where did the inspiration come for this storyline? I will be getting into that in just a minute. Did Neutro's costume fall apart, and that's why we haven't seen him well? No, I haven't. The Neutro costume I still have. Aside from the fact that I don't have the physique for the Neutro costume, that was designed for a much thinner person. It's also incredibly shiny and reflective, so when we tried to do green screen stuff with it, it wasn't great. We had to, Lana Pator actually ended up doing green screen stuff for that. And I can't remember, was that this storyline or the last one?
It is the end of this one. Is the last time we see Neutro, I believe.
Well, I mean the Neutro costume.
It's this one.
Yeah, but I mean like when we fought Mechakara in Neutro.
When Neutro versus Mechakara.
That was during Lord Vice. Yeah.
Yes, that was during Vice.
Yeah, green screen issues was the big issue there. Give Neutro rocket punch arms. I hope to someday. So anyway, let us proceed here with gun and sorcery, and we're going to start off just by. Of course, I immediately bring in the video, and I'm going to pause it right away. Everyone gets the name of this storyline wrong, and this was commented by T Elite, who's in the chat right now, who did the title card for this stream, because they made this mistake. Everybody makes this mistake. The name of the storyline is Gun, singular, and Sorcery. Gun and Sorcery, not Guns and Sorcery. And do you know why it is called that?
But there's multiple guns.
No.
Need to duck that momentarily.
They're focusing on the magic gun.
No. Like, this should be a really easy answer. It's yeah. Reichsek, sorry about the pronunciation. Reichsek 2, it's a play on sword and sorcery.
Yeah, I figured as much.
That's the name of it. That's why it's singular gun. It's not swords and sorcery. It is sword and sorcery. Therefore, it is gun and sorcery.
Yes. Sword and sorcery is one of the various forms of fantasy media. Like, you have sword and sandals, sword and sorcery.
Yeah. Those can only afford one gun. No, as we'll see, I can afford a lot of magic guns. Danny Fenlon, was Destra Galga always going to be defeated by Sphinx Yonder? Yes. Because I knew I would not be able to do like a proper kaiju fight, and two, because it would take people by surprise. Pun and forgery.
Did we get Benjamin Halls? I thought Doom was the important part.
I did not. I don't think we got that. No. So yeah, Doom is the important part.
I got it.
All right. So what was the inspiration for this storyline? I feel like I talked about this in the His Heart is Blue, His Blue Soul storyline. But in case I did not, after the Entity storyline, I realized there was nowhere else to go. Like once you defeat an actual god, you can't escalate the threat anymore. So what are we supposed to do? Because it's like, well, we have another threat, another threat like that, it's just going to be feel like we're repeating ourselves. So I realized, okay, if we can't make a bigger threat, let's turn inwards. Let's actually do character development. Let's develop some flaws and figure out how to deal with those flaws, and actually do some internal stuff and character back and forth. Let's have arguments between characters. Let's make them decide, hey, we need to do something. We need to actually be more than just some of our parts. Suddenly 90s Kid was not just 90s Kid. The dude who spouts 90s catchphrases and stuff like that. He needed to be a fully fleshed out character. Harvey needed to be a fully fleshed out character. Dr. Insano. And especially our main star, me! So,
I'm back.
Danny Fenland, alternate title, turns out I'm the asshole. Gorns EX, not sure if this is a storyline question, but how'd you meet Will? I met Will right before, like a month or so before I filmed the Mechakara finale, because I had met a woman who we called Amethyst, who also known as the Prop Lady. She was the original voice of Nimue. And she was a cosplay maker, and so I told her she was in Minnesota, and she was actually a fan of the show, and I told her, hey, I've got this morpher, a fan very kindly donated it to me, but it's not in good shape. Is there anything and I've tried to restore it myself, and I failed. Is there anything you can do to actually fix this? So I went up there, I went up to her place. And she was like, yep, I can do this. I can fix this up. And Will was there. Will was also a fan, and he was a friend of Amethyst's. And he was showing off a cosplay thing that he had done. So that's how we first met. And then when the Mechakara finale happened, we actually watched it at his place, because we started to become like friends. And what, I went to dinner afterwards, and I told you the story about the plans for Vice and the Entity and stuff like that. So Will became a bigger part of the storyline. And just like acting and whatnot, and we were like, okay, let's get you out of the Vice suit now and actually show off your acting chops, and we'll make you the villain of this storyline. which the main point of this storyline was to be character development. And as Danny Fenlon said, turns out I'm the asshole. The way I figured this out was we were filming Suburban Nights. And there's a bit in Suburban Nights where me and the other reviewers are just like dancing around a witch in the woods and taunting her when all she's done is be like, "Hello, I'm an obstacle. I'm sorry. I really can't let you do it." She's being perfectly friendly about the fact that she needs to stop us, but like we're just being complete dicks. And I feel like I even pointed out to Doug, God, we're kind of assholes in this. Cause what reason is there for us to be doing this? Why am I doing this? And the reason for that is mainly just Doug writes everybody like the Nostalgia Critic, which is an asshole. So, but I realized, hey, maybe there's something to the idea that us, the angry reviewer, tends to just be a jerk for no reason. Why don't we work on that? Why don't we show off, hey, maybe I'm on a slippery slope to not just being a jerk ass, but to be like a total and complete monster. So, yep, let's continue on here and start things off with Gun and Sorcery. I will adjust the audio levels as we go along. You guys are probably going to have to tell me if I need to make it quieter or louder.
Us here on the stream can't hear it, or us guest hosts can't hear it.
Can you guys not hear it?
Yeah, no.
There's a setting somewhere that lets you hear it. I know this.
Yeah, it's a monitor setting, if I remember correctly.
Okay. In OBS?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember what it was. I mean, yeah, I know everyone on the stream can hear. The problem is that, it's delayed. For us, it's delayed by good several seconds, so we're borderline.
I might remember this. Is this edit advanced audio properties?
Advanced recording, stream delay, automatically reconnect, sources, hotkeys, tools. There's anyone in the chat who knows how the hell to do this. Advanced audio properties.
Yeah, edit advanced audio properties, and then select like, I gotta open mine. But it was like monitor and something. It was something like that.
I have monitor and output turned on.
You're already on. Oh yeah, that's how you're able to do your PC streams. Is still here.
Well, actually, let me keep playing this because right now I'm just playing the theme song. Stream quality, resolution, share audio. There we go.
Oh,
There we go. Oh, look, the video works now, too.
Yay!
We'll see how long that lasts.
Bunny likes watching.
Anyway, we're gonna be quiet for a second here so that they can think. Oh.
problem solved. Well done.
Joseph Haskell, honestly, I like how you've gone from angry critic persona to a fair critic who only gets angry at genuinely horrible stuff. Thank you.
Zandrew says the audio is doubling in the stream.
I especially love how it's doubling in the
Yeah, like, it's single for us, but I guess the people on YouTube can hear you streaming to us as well as to them, like the intended audio.
You sure it's just not your mic picking it up too?
Yeah, sure.
I did hear it. I did hear it on your mic just a moment ago.
Let's try this again.
Maybe if it's just a matter of headphones.
You know what? Let's try this. I will put on headphones.
What are headphones?
Miserable little pile of secrets.
You know, what is a headphones?
What is a bunny?
Cute.
No, that's wrong.
What are cows?
Vox Machina.
No, cows are real men. Real men. They skateboards.
No, cows are Vox Machina and they fly.
What?
Right, that wasn't in the show. That was only in the actual play.
Hi,
I'll play
Kayla.
it later.
Kayla's in the chat. Okay, I've switched over to headphones. I'm playing the video. Let's watch some storyline.
Yes, Box
actually contributes
Mutina.
nothing to solving the situation. The only information it purportedly contributes is that certain phrases are associated with cowboys, which you'd probably pick up from a movie, not books.
A movie?
All right, there's our first appearance there. The transporter effect there, I actually took from a documentary on the Star Trek Next Generation DVD, which showed off the glitter that they used for the transporter effect, and they explained exactly how they did the transporter, which was the curtain effect of the lines going down, which faded out after it dropped, leading to the little glittery sparkles that are in water that spin around. And then they fade out, and I just replicated that for this effect just with, After Effects.
And then you just tinted it green, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
I've actually seen tutorials on how to recreate this effect digitally, and I have yet to try it, but I'm definitely going to.
Where'd you get the music sing for Jairus? Music loops. During this time, pretty much 90% of the music I got for the show was from a site called Music Loops, which is now called Royalty-Free Music Clips. Unfortunately, they still will sometimes claim, not their site, but like other people who have produced music for them and sell it through there, they will still claim music sometimes. And of course, Music Loop's license says, no, you have the right to use this in other projects. So I just, present the license. That usually clears it all up. And Music Loops themselves have been, good in the past, to give me back a copy of that in case I've lost it. Because, of course, I've licensed so much music from them that I, lost the original email that contained the license. Anyway, resume.
You got a magic gun.
Yeah, I do.
I'll be taking that.
Okay. No need to worry. Here it is. Hey, you have a magic gun? Where'd you purchase that?
So right away, I wanted to, a few things. We call him the gunslinger, of course, basically to okay, let's have this guy be like a dark mirror of Linkara. So he's got his own little outfit. We're going to later learn that he was a reviewer in his universe as well, but his magic gun shoots blue instead of red.
Because differentiating.
Exactly. Just again, it's like instead, we're facing. I can't build a bigger threat, so let's make a threat that exists on kind of an existential level, like a here's what you could be kind of a thing. And of course, this will also introduce another thing. I realized, hey, if we're going to be doing emotional stuff and world building, why don't I finally explain why the hell I can get away with using toys and stuff for weapons? And why, the effects that I put over here, the stock explosions and whatnot, why nothing actually blows up.
That was a very smart
Explosions
move.
and sparks, but nothing's actually blown up. What the hell's this dimension made out of? Give it up! You can't hope to stop me. I'm just gonna keep coming at you. Keep on attacking and bring hell down on you. Eventually your defense will be weakened. Your reserves will be gone. There is no hope for you. And I'll take your weapon. Leave you to suffer this.
Nimue, unleash the new Cybermat on him. I am so sick of this! I am so tired of assholes coming into my home and doing this! You think I'm afraid of you? You think I care about your backstory? I have fought conquerors, robots, and monsters, and I have been victorious every time! There is nothing that can stop me now! Nothing! What'd I do? What did I do?
I don't know why the way that you say that line always makes me chuckle. What'd I do?
Yeah, that one, we were talking about MST3K before the stream started. Yeah, I was specifically inspired to that reading of What I Do from the final episode of MST3K, the original series anyway, when Pearl destroys the joystick and she's like, uh-oh, what I do?
You paid for your hubris, that's what you did.
Someone asked in the chat...
Oh.
Someone asked in the chat, what was the inspiration behind Jarrus's outfit? I cannot recall. Will, I gave a lot of free reign to. And since he was already a cosplayer, he was able to throw this together. When we first recorded his stuff, he wanted an accent for his character. I want to say his original accent was like an Irish one. And it did not sound good. It did not sound Irish. But then again, I'm not Irish and neither is he. So, yeah. So it's like, why don't you just go for a Southern accent? Of course, every single time he could do the Southern accent, but he was very subtle about it. And I kept pushing him to be more Southern, more hick, really exaggerated. Because otherwise, sometimes he would just slip back into his regular voice. I think you could hear that in some of the when we had a blooper reel. I don't remember if the blooper reel is still up. If it's not, I should really re-upload it. But yeah, Linkara's big declaration there. This was the so if Linkara is going to be arrogant and stuff like that, he needs to have a big arrogant declaration, because like he's defeated Mechakara, he defeated an interdimensional conqueror, he defeated a god. So he's just like, what do I care about this stuff? I'm just sick of you guys annoying me. I'm gonna, just throw you off. Go to hell. Yeah, I think it's in the outtakes. Blooper reel is still down. Yeah, I gotta get that back up again, sorry. More Southern, speak banjo. Why is he arrogant? Because because he's an angry reviewer in the early 2010s who also just took down a god. Because remember, like the last story, like we had his Blue Soul, which was the return of Vice and everything. But like from his perspective, he just defeated the entity like not too long ago. What the hell do I care about some asshole with his own magic gun? Get out of here. I'm too good for you. I'm too good for this kind of thing. And this is Margaret basically being like, hey, knock that off. Alright. He just did kick a god in the nuts. Alright, so let us resume. And we will see, and we'll see, and next is the explanation for the toys.
Your free trial of magic has
Okay,
expired.
please tell me you guys have made some progress. Well, kid, here's the thing. All the tools you gave us to...
Don't you mean Mark? Yes, that's right, sorry.
Try to fix your magic beast?
I never liked the
None of
MOL.
it's working.
Magic
What?
Online.
Let me see that. It's a toy. Eh? It's just a toy again!
Yeah, I was going to ask about that. None of this stuff seems to be the real things that you use.
Poyo!
Gojira, was the VFX all you back then? At that point, yes. Because we hadn't done the Atop the Fourth Wall movie yet, so I hadn't met GSR yet.
Yeah, while GSR has not appeared in the Atop the Fourth Wall chat yet.
Yeah.
Scan this!
Just plastic and paint. But isn't this your ionizer?
It is. Kid, what's the lowdown? I see you use this crap all the time. It
I don't
works.
think the same bowler hat.
It's
Someone asked
supposed
if Harvey
to.
had changed hats during storylines.
During this
Looks like
storyline, no.
yeah.
He changes hats at the King of Worms storyline.
Okay.
Mario, so it was the metaphorical slap on the back of the head from Mark to give him a wake-up call. Yes. Poyo, my body is plastic. I am in pain. No, because Poyo was not granted life through magic. That he was just a genuine robot.
Also, I want to know where you got a water heater that small.
Made out of a water heater.
You have to pare
Well-
down the water heater.
Syndromedy! Kid, what the hell are you doing? That should have at least created a spark or something.
I don't understand.
Haven't you guys ever wondered how I have all this working technology from like Pokemon and Star Trek and all that just lying around the apartment? I don't know. I just figured you knew people. It's magic. it's always been magic. An enchantment.
It comes back to, of course, it's magic. I don't have to explain it.
Except you are explaining.
Except I am explaining. It's magic, and I am going to explain it.
Mm-hmm.
Triklatu Verata Nikto. No, because I'm not trying to stop Gort. I know what you're referencing, but that's originally from Day the Earth Stood Still.
Called The Image Becomes Reality. I think the translation's kind of iffy. If it's executed properly, the representation of an object becomes the actual object. I do it on my toys because it's the closest representation I have to the real thing. What, really? Then why the hell haven't you ever made a little box with a button on it that said, "Destroy Mechakara forever and ever," or some crap like that? It just doesn't work like that. Hell, I don't even fully comprehend the rules to this stuff. And even on the stuff I do have, it's tricky. It took me 10 times to perform the spell before I got a working phaser. The Zeonizer took months of work because while the spell worked the first time, there's no universal morphing grid for this thing to access and give superpowers.
Where'd you even get that magic? That's explained on the first DVD, which is now available in the Kunaki store because we replaced the cover on that. Hint, hint, wink, wink.
What a segue.
Gojira Gon. Go ahead.
There's a mention right before that saying, isn't it the same way the Weeping Angels can take form from image? You know, the Weeping Angels is almost exactly the first thing I thought of when you gave this explanation.
I feel like was this after the image of an angel becomes an angel?
That was 2005 or 6.
Well, no, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. Because Weeping Angels didn't come out until years.
I'm sorry. You're right. 2010. It was 2010.
May have been. What wasn't my? If it was the inspiration, I don't recall that being the case. Do you plan to use that spell book in the future? Yeah, probably. I think I had plans to do more with it, but I never got around to it. Lord AJ of Drucken, boiling car doesn't do anything small, does he? Even when he breaks it. Drama.
Hell, I'm still trying to get the spell to work right on my dual disc. Though that might be because I don't have the hand grip for the thing. I did try it out on a Yu-Gi-Oh card, though, just to test it. What happened? This.
I love this joke.
I know.
I don't think the spell likes being used on stuff with text on it.
So that's a card for an XZ monster called Utopia. Yeah, Xandru's got it. Like it came with, there's like a box set or something for Yu-Gi-Oh cards that giant card came with, and I was like, okay, I could use this for a sight gag to explain why I don't have just like a button that destroys Mechakara forever. It doesn't like working on things with text on it.
One day you'll XC summon.
Someday I will XC summon Utopia. Yo, we already had our storyline with Yu-Gi-Oh, which of course we still need to do the storyline compilation for that. But the problem is, and fortunately GSR is here to say this, we don't have the race. The race is not done because that is like 95% special effects, and GSR, aside from having his own life, I want him to focus on getting the next storyline's opening done.
Closer to 98%.
There was a race?
You still have to, and well, yeah, you were there.
Oh yeah, I was there.
And yeah, I mean, and you still have to film. You still have to film the bits that you need. For that.
I know, and I will film those. And I will film those. That's easy enough to film that. But the last remaining effects shots for Comicron 1 that you need to do. Speaking of, I finished these up. The mini Comicron 1s are now available in the Store Envy store. Yes, I'm going to keep shamelessly plugging. The only reason I haven't made a big announcement about it yet is because I also want to open the Pokemon store at the same time for the Pokemon keychains and all that stuff. hopefully get that up soon. It's just, I'm at the tedious point of that, where I have to fill in all the legalese info and stuff like that. But the mini Comic-Con ones are in the store, Envy. You can buy them now, and the 3D printer is currently printing another batch of them, because I can only print 3 at a time. Do the plug dance. Shameless plug. Shameless plug. Merchandising. Anyway. Warning. Casting a magic spell on Comic-Con 1 model will not make it into the real Comic-Con 1. Anyway, let's resume.
So all this magic crap means that none of your weapons work? Well, I suppose anything that I didn't originally enchant would work. But there's a bigger problem than that. What do you mean?
He means this apartment itself is no longer safe.
Ooh.
I have a low-level protection spell in
Comic-Con
place
1
on the
play
whole
set of
apartment.
character minifigs.
Well, let me get the let me get the action figures working again. Again, it's just I need to spend time building the head, which involves sculpting and trying to make it look good, and 3D and Blender sculpting. It's time consuming. I want to do it, but like actual episodes of the show take priority. And here we have and yeah, I just dropped the explanation. Why is it that anytime things will spark and explode, but nothing is actually damaged? It's because of a magic protection spell. It's magic. J Manor Productions, the fact the card was still big despite the magic being gone should work as foreshadowing that the magic was gone only in workable items. Atop the fourth wall playing cards! Anyway.
I'm not strong enough or skilled enough to protect people, but the apartment itself is safe. You could shoot guns or detonate a bomb, and it would not matter. The apartment itself would remain standing. I started casting it a few years ago after that Star Trek comic came to life and tried to kill me.
If this mysterious gunslinger decides to pay another visit, we could find ourselves homeless very quickly.
Yeah, but I'm more worried about the person who's already home.
The Treehouse of Horror comic there was just a teensy bit of foreshadowing that I was going to have that was going to be in the reviews that year.
Oh, I totally missed it.
Anyway.
The little girl inside of this thing considers me her friend, her partner. Whenever I use this thing, I can just hear her whispering inside my ear. If the gun's not firing, I think something may have happened to her. Damn it, doesn't anybody have any good news? And as usual, it is up to science
By the way,
to
Linkara
save
has
the day.
incredibly bad gun discipline.
Trigger discipline, but yeah.
Trigger discipline.
Well, he's not fully trained to use that thing, and the gun knows when to not fire. But your point is clear. But your point is correct. Remember, kids. This is like from the if you should ever own a gun. Do not keep your finger on the trigger. Always assume a gun is fully loaded and ready to fire.
Yes.
Yes.
And only point a gun at somebody if you intend to use it.
Yes.
Which means you never point a gun at someone.
And have the safety
Do
on.
not point the barrel of the weapon at something you do not intend to destroy.
Never rely upon the safety either, because safeties can fail.
Yes.
That
Yes.
too.
Follow the
So,
Burt Cummer School of Proper Gun Management. Indeed.
Keep it unloaded.
Yep. Today's facts from atop the fourth wall.
What have you got, Doc? Everything on board Comic-Con 1 is functioning just fine, including its sensors. In fact, the computers have just finished a thorough analysis of the magic gun. And? Nothing, I'm afraid. There's still magic inside of it as much as any other time. As far as we can tell, it's perfectly fine. Then why does nothing magical around here work? I've been considering that, actually. It's almost as if the magic was being suppressed. As if something in a specific area was keeping the magic from being utilized. What, like some kind of anti-magic feat?
For context.
You think
For
that-
context.
I'll get explain the context.
I do. Well then. I think we should go pay Dr. Insano a little visit.
All right, who found the music first? Because I believe that cue is also used in Suburban Nights.
It might have been. Doug supplied me with a lot of... Doug originally got a lot of this music also from Music Loops. So I asked for like copies of all the music so I could maybe use it for my stuff too, and he was happy to provide it. Yeah, for context, Spoonie at the time had been doing his Final Fantasy X reviews, I want to say. And in that, they introduced an item called an anti-magic field. And so, like, as a joke, he created a commercial for Dr. Insano's anti-magic field starter kit, where like it's this thing that floats and and stops magic from being destroyed. And then it turns
that Final Fantasy 8.
It might have been 8. It might have been 10. I do not recall.
Yeah, because 8 has the anti-magic field generator, and then I think it destroys in 10 by the Blitzball.
That's it, yeah, because he's going to make a joke about that in a minute here. It has a dongle and everything. So, yeah, we also filmed, since we had just filmed Suburban Nights as well, I knew that I was doing the storyline ahead of time, so, I was like, hey, let's film a bit there, at the hotel where we're filming Suburban Nights. Excuse me. We're filming Suburban Nights, and we'll just do this quick bit of me in person with Dr. Insano, because we didn't get to do that very often. Like, actually have us in the same room together, so, like, let's take advantage of the opportunity. It was right after that point where I also filmed the appearance of Doug as that guy with the glasses for the 200th episode. So, yeah, it all comes around, kids. What the hell is a dongly thing? It's the thing that dongles.
See,
dongles.
Everything is canon. All of it.
Alright, let us resume.
Go for the love of Heineken. Sabrina's a cheating harlot.
I think, I want to say, did the Virtual Console releases of Red, Blue, Yellow just come out for the 3DS?
No, I don't think those came out until 2012, 2013.
Okay, that he's modded his DS to play Gen 1.
So here's a question.
Science, of course.
Well, here's a question. Like, I'm not entirely sure about this one, because I think if he wanted to say cheating bitch, he would have just said it. But, like, is that a nod to the thing, maybe?
It might have been, but I don't recall that being a thing. Yeah, Virtual Console was 2016, so yeah, this is before then. He said, no, anime fan, he specifically said Sabrina. He said Sabrina is a cheating harlot.
He could be playing Heart Gold Soul Silver.
He could be doing, I suppose that he could be doing that, or if it's a DS Lite, he could also be playing Fire Red Leaf Green, I suppose.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's not; those weren't as cheaty as Gen 1 games. Anyway, let us resume.
Yeah. Better not be Joe again.
That's right, because we also did, because Angry Joe's things that he filmed for the, for any time we did the crossover movies, he filmed a Hotel Awesome, where he ring and ran, Dr. Insano, and then Joe just came on screen and just, like, punched him across the face. I think Doug is the camera operator for this, too.
I don't know what you're talking about! Anti-magic field generator kit! Who did you sell?
Also, continuity mistakes here, I'm just gonna point out real quick. My arm! Sometimes I'm holding up against him, sometimes my arm is just down. Anytime we switch the shots.
So we're in Mirror Universe now? Like, you are the continuity alarm?
Oh my god. The continuity alarm, as I remind you, Lotus Prince, was about was not about pointing out continuity mistakes, but about stopping me from talking about excessive continuity.
Like the X-Men.
So give it a couple minutes more of the continuity alarm.
Yes, it is difficult.
Your arm got tired between shots, it's fine.
Yeah.
Great continuity! I need a great continuity. I need to update the soundboard. I need to finally update the soundboard.
There's a soundboard?
Yes.
Yeah, you just can't hear it.
To be fair.
No, it just I've been away for so long. I just think that's funny for me not to know.
I mean, I've still got the stuff that we usually signed up. I still got stuff on here like Word of Landrew.
Landrew says that peace and love is the word.
Peace and tranquility.
There you go. Peace and
I thought it was
tranquility.
love and peace from Trigon.
Oh my god. Anywho, let us
You're all dorks.
I am pretty sure it's Doug who's acting as the cameraman in these shots.
What to? I haven't sold one of those in months. Not since they discovered the defect against blitzballs. Damn it, they disable all my magic. Well, I don't know. I'm a scientist. Wait a minute. If your magic's not working, why are you threatening me with a magic gun? Because I can still beat you to death with it. Easy to beat. If I find out that you were lying to me, you'll be eating those goggles. Yes, I understand.
It's just the magic arm.
Oh my god.
The magic teleporting arms.
From Catherine.
Wait a second. Love that music sting.
Also, I love that, like, Insano immediately, not Insano, Dr. Insano's immediately like, oh, you don't have magic, huh? Let's do some evil.
Yep, yeah. I already knew how the storyline was going to end, because of course I knew that Jurgens was not going to be the final boss, so I wanted to have, in the end, Dr. Insano back again as the villain of this, because he never did fulfill his "I'm back" promise from the end of the Mechakara storyline. So I was like, okay, we're gonna have we're gonna have this big revelation about the gunslinger. We're gonna turn Jurgens into an ally, but then have the real villain of the storyline, the one no one saw but set up far in advance, be Dr. Insano.
There was a super chat we missed here from Catherine Perrin. Was the plot magic weapons being toys planned from the beginning?
From the very beginning, no. I did not have that planned originally. It was something I developed over time because it was just a thing with reviewers of the time period. We just had all this stuff. We just we had for our little skits and storyline bits, we all have phasers, we all have guns, even though it's nonsensical. Freddy Krueger just appears in a review and slashes at us. Happened all the time in the AVGN. It was just a thing. And I was like, okay, if we're gonna turn inwards, if we're gonna do story character development, let's finally explain this stuff. Let's actually like have some meaning behind it. Versus just Also, Xandru is now joining us.
Yep, welcome, Xandru.
I'm only here for a minute because asking you shall receive.
Great continuity.
There we go.
Xandru has spoken like Landrew.
I need to add it to my to the Stream Deck soundboard though, because I think there's weird limited slots here in this.
I will send you the audio MP3.
Thank you very much. Like I said, I need to update the actual soundboard. I've been saying that for 2 years now. Question, was the magic stuff connected to Boldly Flee? No, it was not. Though I think we were starting to set up to Boldly Flee stuff at some point here. Because I think, the Boldly Flee was going to come after this. We were not... Because the finale... Because the end of the storyline will be to Boldly Flee stuff.
Ooh.
We will reference to Boldly Flee.
I completely forgot about that. I was about to say I thought Boldly Flee was the next storyline. Then that's right. There's a bit.
Gun and Sorcery does take place between Suburban Nights and Boldly Flee, though, or does it? No, it takes place after the Boldly Flee because we make the Boldly Flee reference.
Yes.
All right, so let us resume.
How do you know that it isn't someone that he sold it to months ago? I don't know, it's just a gut feeling I have. If they had gotten an anti-magic field generator kit months ago, why did they wait until now to attack? I don't think this is an anti-magic field. I mean, if it was, it would have to be one hell of a powerful one to affect me while I was going to see Insano. Okay, so we're back to square one. Aside from a good old reliable Tommy gun, is there anything we have around here that we can use to defend ourselves in case Mr. Longhair decides to come a-knocking again?
Benjamin Hall, were you profiteering off magic weapons? No. That would probably upset the... Because by this point, like, in universe, Linkara had met Alan, and the government might have had a problem with me selling magic weapons.
Yeah. Unless they get a big tax fund, they take out a big tax fund of like what you're doing, kind of thing.
Exactly.
Unless you sold the magic weapons to the government.
Why would you give the government magic weapons?
You just know that they would end up, you know, in the hands of top guys.
Top men.
Top men.
Top men.
Who are the men atop the fourth wall?
All right, let us resume.
Please.
Oh, sorry. Super G Bros. Is there a universe where Insano is a steampunk engineer? Probably, yeah.
Well, I suppose we do still have the BFG. I mean, that wasn't magic. Yeah, about that. I kind of emptied the power cells by shooting into the air in celebration of young blood getting revived, dude! You what? 90s kid, I can wring your neck! Kid! 90s kid, I'm sorry. I don't know what came over me.
So yeah, start hinting at Linkara's, actually like turning evil. He's actually coming, being more of an aggressive asshole, and he's sick of stuff like that. Just setting that up because it's like it's not like Linkara's being corrupted kind of a thing. It's just Linkara's losing his temper, and he's gonna get to a point where he's gonna like justify being abusive towards the others. And remember, the BFG was not magically created. That was from Cable. He got that from
Cable.
Right.
You got that from Cable. I think someone pointed it out. I think that was like a comment that someone made. They pointed out that the BFG kit didn't come from magic, so there you go.
There you go.
Anyway,
This whole thing is starting to get to me. I shouldn't have told Insano that my magic wasn't working. Don't worry about it. Comicron 1 is keeping a very close eye on him. Just like it's keeping a close eye on this place in case the gunslinger comes back. Just like its sensors are continuing their scans for anything that could be causing all this. Just like all the other millions of things that the ship does on an everyday basis. Nimue doesn't have infinite computer resources. We're already putting a strain on the ship. Linksano, haven't you had any more luck in tracking down the problem? I'm afraid not. Lord Weiss was very thorough in his databanks, cataloging various aspects of magic. Hell, raw magical energy is one of the fuel sources of Comicron 1. But his data is based on magic from other universes, with different physical laws. It doesn't necessarily work the same way that it does here. In addition, I'm only beginning to learn this stuff. It could take months or years before I've accumulated enough expertise to be of any help to you. You need an expert in this magic crap, and I am not that expert. Actually, I think I may know someone I can call.
Great art and terrific stories. Gold Digger is awesome, and anyone who refuses to read even a single issue is a no-good dirty commie.
Gold Digger is great.
Last
I have
entry.
pages, excuse me. Hello?
Oh, hey, LAG. By any chance, is Cloak number 1 around?
Oh yeah, just a second. Let me put you on video. Hey, Lardass, get off my couch and answer the phone.
so he had released LAG had released a video which seemed to imply that Cloak number 1 was a different character. He told me he was not. That was not the case. Like later on, but I was like, no, but I'm still happy to do it this way. J Manor Productions, a gun from Cable. When you'll get one from Stream. Jurgens, what is Comicron 1's main power source? Massive fusion cells, if I recall correctly.
Oh, here I was going to guess the puppies that you kicked in alternate timeline.
Oh my god!
What the heck?
We're not still doing that gag!
That never happened.
That's
But also-
it. I'm out of. That's it. I'm out of here.
So is
That's
Cloak
like a-
1 Last Anchor Geek, or are they separate people? I'm confused.
They're supposed to be the same person, but like I said, he released a video that implied that they were two different people, and so I was like, so if they're like two different people, he just like lives on his couch or whatever. Let's go with that.
The hell with this? I'm getting out of here.
Exactly. What gag? From Red Dead Redemption. They implied that I deliberately kicked a puppy, which I did not do in that game.
You totally did.
I did no such thing. You can't prove anything.
I will keep this gag going.
Anyway, as a reminder, the Cloaks were the mook bad guys from Suburban Knights. And yeah, a lot of this is following up on a bunch of magic stuff from Suburban Knights that was never expanded upon in the movie. And Doug was like, yeah, sure, go right ahead. And, feel free to play with this mythology. So, here we go.
Greetings, traveler.
Yeah, hi. I guess you know who this is.
So Cloak number one's couch was literally right below where LAG was?
Yeah.
He says that he's hey, Lord ass, get off the couch and answer the phone. And he just stands up in the frame.
Well, it's either that or he kind of shuffled over and then rose up.
I do. What do you want?
Well, first of all, I want to give my sincere apologies about shooting you last year.
Not only that, but I lost my job thanks to you reviewers. There aren't a lot of openings for magical beings to guard ancient mystical artifacts. Most of those are tenured positions, and those guys live for thousands of years. I'm only a temp now.
Yeah, life's tough all over. I need some information.
Why should I help you?
Help me out and you can use me as a reference when you're job hunting.
Oh, that certainly makes up for everything.
I'll pay you.
Much better. What do you need to know?
I recently encountered an individual with another magic gun.
Money solves everything.
After the fight, every single magical item I owned or enchanted went dead. Every attempt I've made to revitalize them have failed. Could this guy have put a curse on me or something?
Possible. Certain very powerful magic users have been known to create curses that strong. And you say every magical item you use is disabled?
Well, not exactly. Every item that I appropriated from someone else works just fine.
Ah, then it's directed around your magic specifically. I can't help you there, I'm afraid.
Then what am I supposed to do?
If it is truly a curse upon you, you're not nearly experienced enough in magic to remove it, and neither am I. You need to seek out those whose magic is beyond any normal person. The wizards and witches, the sorcerers and sorceresses who have been around for thousands of years.
Where can I find them?
No idea. That's for you to work out, I'm afraid. I understand Malachite is working at a coffee shop in Wisconsin. Maybe that would help.
That's a reference to the DVD for Suburban Knights, where it's revealed that Malachite was sent to a coffee shop
in Wisconsin.
Because his actor, I'm forgetting his name, was a friend of theirs. And they decided to they decided to promote the cafe that he either owned or worked at. And they did that by suggesting that Malachite was sent there and is now stuck in it's like his purgatory now.
For all time.
Yeah. Crack Spyglass. Has anyone seen Neutro? Well, you're gonna see him later. Orlando, that's his name, yeah. I haven't talked to him in forever. But then again, I don't know if he was still close to Doug and company.
Okay. Thank you for all your help. I'll PayPal you $10.
Actually,
very well.
When I was up in Chicago,
Sucker. I would have told him for $5.
Jed, this is one of the dumbest ideas I've ever heard. You're just gonna start walking around with no idea where you're going and just hope you stumble onto something. You got no weapons, no clue where to start looking, and all of this because someone who tried to kill you last year said it would be a good idea. Kid, this is nuts.
I was originally going to go back to green screen or just frame myself walking back and forth in front of Harvey. That's why he keeps looking back and forth. Linkara is packing stuff up and going back and forth between the bag. But I ran out of time to do so. So one of the big issues why this storyline is so long and so big and stuff like that is because I was releasing, because this was still back when I actually could release stuff every single week on time, but I was doing a storyline segment every week as well, all through that summer, because I knew I needed the Halloween episodes to fit at a certain time. So every single step along the way had to have these bits, because we had to have the contact with Cloak number 1. We had to have Linkara packing to go, Linkara's actual departure, the actual quest itself, see him traveling around and doing stuff. That's what was... so, just every week, it was exhausting. Doing storyline every single week. And I had stuff... And I was, like, writing stuff as quickly as I could. I had the broad outline of where everything was, but the things had to hit at certain times, because if I didn't have those storyline bits, we weren't going to get to where we needed to be for Halloween. J-Man Productions, Linkara's preparing himself to go over there to solve his own problems. Benjamin Hall, Lewis's Superman grounded era begins. No, he's not like walking aimlessly. He's looking for stuff. He's trying to find wizards and warlocks and witches and all that jazz.
And getting so completely lost.
Yep. Yeah, this was an exhausting time to do all this stuff, because I knew I had to get every single storyline bit. Some of them were easier to do than others, as we'll see. I was also doing a ton of conventions. Excuse me. So that was how I was able to film, like, abroad. Because other people had done storyline stuff and video stuff at conventions before. But it was entirely different for me to try something like this for the first time. It's like the reverse of the Contest of Champions, a storyline segment every week. Yeah. The energy of youth. Yeah.
God, I read that one and I felt it.
I got Insano working on some gadgets to help me out with my little journey, including a new gun that I can carry around. As for where to start looking, I'm going to head north first. Comicron 1 has picked up a few hot spots of magic, which could be a sorcerer or two that I'm looking for. And as for Cloak number 1, well, he and the other cloaks meant well, and we were the assholes going around trying to get Malachite's hand. Speaking of Mr. I'm named after a rock, are you really gonna go talk to him? I haven't decided yet. I don't think he'd be in a particularly helpful mood anyway. You're still... I did contact him and see if, like, hey, is there a way we could, like, how difficult would it be for me to drive out to Wisconsin for a single day of shooting? Because it would have been, like, 4 or 5 hours away. So theoretically, it could be done in a day, but like, I realized that, like, I wouldn't get anything from him. There would be no actual point to it. It would just be fan service.
Yeah.
Because like, there's nothing that he's actually going to be able to tell me. He's just going to be like, I'm not helping you. Why the hell would I help you? Why would I offer anything helpful to you whatsoever? So yeah, we 5 out.
About the only thing you possibly could have gotten out of that is a direction.
Maybe, yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's it. And you didn't need it.
Yeah. So it was not worth it, especially when I was just, like, struggling to get the storyline bits out again and again and again and again. Anyway.
You're gonna be traveling alone with nobody to watch your back. Well, it's not entirely true. I'm bringing one of the Mark II Cybermats with me. I figure it could come in handy. Who wanted science?
Both of these are stuff from Blake 7. Now, the communicator in particular, I showed off the Blake 7 communicator I 3D printed, but man, I really wanted one at the time, and I tried to make it out of common everyday household items, and it just was not working. That's the first communicator. The first communicator is based off of the design of the Blake 7 communicator, but it was not great. It was made of like a plastic cup that I cut up and painted. Now, the Blake 7 gun, the Liberator gun, is a little better. That is a flashlight with a plunger stick coming out of that, and shower rings for the ring stuff in between them. And so the flashlight would be the light effect of it, as we'll see in a moment. Skittleboo VODs has a guy from it named Baker ever visited. From IRS named Baker ever visited. I do not know that reference.
Ooh, does somebody have new toys for me to play with? Indeed! First, here's a wrist communicator. I didn't have a lot of time to come up with a lot of functions, so we're keeping it simple. It's tied in directly to Comicron 1. Press the red button once, say who you want to talk to, and Nimue will direct the call to them. Hit the button again to close the channel. Hold down the button for 3 seconds to initiate an emergency teleport to get you out of any trouble you've gotten yourself into.
DIY with a 3D printer must be way easier. It so is. I'm so happy to have this thing.
I'm personally waiting for you to add Zat Nicotel to your arsenal.
I'm not sure how to do the flip up effect. Because there are Zat Nictels on Thingiverse. I could get one. It needs to like pop out properly to do it.
1 word or 2 words. Off camera. Hey, visual effects are expensive. Sound effects are cheap.
Yeah.
What's with the lighting there? I think what happened there was that I realized that I didn't shoot the reverse shots of Insano, so I ended up filming that later on, and I just didn't match the lighting properly. Also, thank you so much for introducing me to Blake 7. It is so good, and it's nice to be able to purchase it in the US finally. Indeed. Glad you love it. Blake 7's great. Honestly, I think your props are good by hand. Thank you, but they are not designed for long-term usability. Versus the 3D printed stuff, which definitely works better for the long term.
And the gun? That's proven a little trickier. I've gotten it to work, but you can't adjust how powerful it is.
I bought a dartboard at some point.
Criminy sake! Keep at it. If we need to, I'll go even without a weapon. Kid, what about your show? Are you just gonna leave people hanging for a...
That fabric would become the obelisk blue coat.
Oh, nice.
I just had that fabric sitting around, and so Harvey used that as like a sheet to put out the flames.
Few months? Or do you expect me to fill your shoes again while you're gone? Don't worry, I've thought of that. The emergency reviewing hologram. It's already based on a scan of my personality and memories, so it'll be like I'm writing the review anyway. Can't you at least wait until after your 200th episode? Or are you just gonna let some hologram do that milestone for you? I filmed the 200th episode in advance already. Besides, if I'm traveling around, maybe I can premiere it at a convention or something. But kid, I really... Harvey! I know you're worried about me, but this is the only way. I'm gonna find a way to fix my magic. Somewhere out there is someone who can help me. And I need to find them before it's too late.
Alright, makes sense why you put out the flames. I mean, let's be honest here, obviously, blue beats Cypher red at all the red. Right. Let's see, what else? That's your Yu-Gi-Oh coat? That is the fabric that would become the Yu-Gi-Oh coat. My grandmother helped me sew that together. So yeah, it was just the fabric at that point. It was not the actual coat.
Anthony, that's what Linkara gets for using AI to do the reviews.
Do Harvey and 90s Dude look like you in the universe? No. Everyone else says they do, hence why that gag in the movie of Mechagar going like, you look so much like him. Why does everybody say that? Like, no, in universe, Harvey's supposed to be much older. Like, in universe, they don't actually look like him. I know that Phaelus wrote in that joke. It was either Phaelus or Brad who wrote in the joke of, like, we're the same age, Harvey. But no, in reality, no, they're not. In universe, they are not.
Yeah, Harvey's supposed to be, what, 50 when you first meet him?
Yep. Hence also the gag of like I'm and you look like Harvey Fine Voice. He's like 50. Sure he is.
Wait, so if Harvey Fine Voice was 50 when you meet him, doesn't that mean he's like 65 or
70-ish?
Yeah, probably.
Late 60s, early 70s?
Yeah, 60s. Don't worry, as I get older, I'm sure that will reflect on Harvey as well. He's like 50. His age is ambiguous. Older than me is what we will say.
Power Rangers age.
There you go. Gojiragon, why no beam effect for this new gun? Because in Blake 7, the gun did not have a beam effect. It just lights up and then whatever you aim it at blows up. That was a thing. That was a thing a lot of the time in 70s British sci-fi. They could not afford laser beam effects, so they just had a thing light up, and then just the laser is not visible.
Battlestar Galactica did something similar. Their hand weapons usually didn't have a beam. Sometimes they did.
Yeah.
But they usually didn't. And that wasn't because they were cheap. It's because I believe that was one of the conditions that was put on them by 20th Century Fox to actually, be on the air and not be a ripoff of Star Wars. Haha.
Oh my god, you gotta do a Harvey was on the space colony in the Ark joke whenever someone pays to do the Sonic the Hedgehog 3 movie. Okay. I have no idea. I've never seen any of those Sonic movies. Anyway. Travel outfits!
I like the travel outfit.
Are you sure you don't want everyone else around for this?
Trust me, it's for the best. They would just try to
Galactica.
tell me yet again to not leave.
They're right. You shouldn't leave until you are more prepared.
I have a warship in orbit with the most advanced scanning equipment tracking me. I know you'll come get me if I need help.
And what about my new body?
The hologram is going to be working on that while I'm gone. Don't worry, I have planned for everything.
Then good luck.
Thanks, buddy.
For everything, huh?
I'm coming back. And when I do, everything will be okay.
I remember watching these when they first premiered.
Same.
The first day of my journey brings me south, when I'm supposed to be going north.
This is, I want to say FallCon or SpringCon? Probably SpringCon. In Minnesota, there is basically like the two big comic conventions in Minnesota that are at least the Minnesota Comic Book Association puts together are SpringCon and FallCon in their respective seasons, of course. And it's just basically a big warehouse-sized space of vendors and artists and dealers. And I've gone several times over the years, and I was like, okay, this is an easy one. Put this together. Just like we could do these as gags to help indicate, what's going on. And I think this is the first time I met Julie. And I think we see her in this. Because she had been doing the Snowflame fan art. She was a fan. I think Fez is in this. He might be in this. At the very least, he helped me with this. Anyway, let's go.
Yeah, I probably should buy a map. I find myself at the Minnesota State Fairgrounds for the comic convention SpringCon.
SpringCon.
Perhaps here I can locate some individuals who can assist me in my quest. Alright, so that's my magic gun, guys. Is there anything you can do for it?
Well, I guess we could draw on it.
Pow! Right across it.
I can make some funny stuff for it. Put in like a zombie there, or like.
Wait, aren't you guys scientists?
No, we're cartoonists.
While the webcomic creators were of no help, I take the opportunity to meet with some fans and tell anecdotes to them of how things are going with my life. The thing you gotta understand about Snowflame is that he's just so annoying every single time he comes in. Hey, I want to steal your shoes. Hey, I want to steal your show. It just gets kind of irritating after a while, and I know the guy is having drug problems, and I put him through rehab like 3 or 4 times now. I just can't stand it anymore. And you know what? I just try to do the hardest that I can. And that was the last time I stole a traffic cone. But anyway, so I filled it up with gravy, and then I just tried to kind of marinate it with a bunch of cheese and whatnot. And you would be surprised how good a marinated cheese gravy dish really goes. And you know what? You know what the best part was? It turned out that she was a hairstylist. Oh, you should have been there. The purpose of my journey is to find experts in the field of magic, or at least the paranormal, and fortunately, such individuals were nearby. Okay guys, so that's the story of my magic gun. Is there anything you can do to help me? No, sorry. Alright, thanks anyway. Keep up the good work. Thank you. Still, in spite of my setbacks, I try to keep an open mind for other individuals who think they may be able to help. While my devices aren't working, other people may have devices that could assist.
Oh, baby Fez.
Use the red setting!
Oh my god, didn't recognize it at all.
It's important to keep a level.
I was a fan of Multiplex at the time. That was a webcomic about people working in a movie theater. That was good stuff. Yeah, Ghostbusters, airplane jokes, lots of good stuff like that. And the Cybermat. Yeah, this is when I was first starting to make Cybermats on my own. Like, I can't remember if we, we talked about this probably back in the last storyline video, just like this last storyline commentary. I ever thought of doing a Bionicle retrospective, reviewing all the comics of Transport retrospective? No, for a few reasons. One, the retrospectives are for stuff that got me into comics as I was growing up. Two, I know nothing about Bionicles. Three, I don't care about Bionicles.
Bionicle lore is more confusing than X-Men lore.
And four, Bionicle lore is more confusing than X-Men lore. I have nothing but love for those who love Bionicle stuff, but every single time people have tried to explain it to me or read it off to me, I just, like, my eyes glaze over. I'm sorry. If you want to see that kind of thing, I say go for it yourself, because if you're really into Bionicle stuff, just do it. I think a cameo is coming up. Love the cute siren just sliding across the table like it's looking for something important. Yep. Question, we do a Spider-Girl Mayday Parker perspective. Same problem. Mayday did not get me into comics. Like, the only one that did not really get me, that I did a retrospective on, that wasn't, in some way part of my journey as a comics fan, was ROM, which I was just super interested in because of another blog that had written a long, series of blog posts about ROM, and I really wanted to learn more about it. Everything else has been about that, which is why we're running out of stuff to talk about retrospective-wise, and we'll just stop it eventually. Like, we were going to do a retrospective this year, but like I said, the next one that I want to do is very niche, and it's not going to get a lot of views, and it has some potential issues because it's a manga.
Ooh, yeah.
Yes, and manga is the reason why for the first time I got copyright strikes for comic media, so I'm less inclined to do so. Maybe a Danny Chase retrospective. That was the Titans retrospective. We already did that. So Steam Detectives. Yeah. Anyway, let's go on.
Head during these situations. In my line of work, it's easy to lose yourself in depression or ramble on and on about things that nobody cares about. The important thing is to keep yourself in control at all times and never do anything to embarrass yourself.
The thing about Active God is that they get Booster Gold's character wrong. They think he's just about the money. He doesn't care about actually helping people. He's just like, oh, I just want the fame and fortune. And, I just realized you probably don't even know who the heck I'm talking about. Who are you, anyway?
My name is Dan Jurgens, the creator of Booster Gold.
The problem with Blue Beetle these days is...
My quest can...
Dan Jurgens is a local. I have only met him at conventions before. But he was a good sport about this.
Why is this fan drunk all the time?
Was that really Dan Jurgens? Yes, it was. Because, of course, this is filmed at a convention. So I asked him, hey, I'm doing a bit for for this video. Do you mind if I do a weird rant about this one comic that features Booster Gold that I felt was out of character? He's like, yeah, sure, fine. And just here's your line, just say that, and just and so I'll do, and then cut back to me, just so the problem with Blue Beetle these days, just cut away from a different subject. Like I said, these bits are to show Linkara, going around everywhere and doing this journey thing, while at the same time mostly being gag stuff. Because we just did a bunch of heavy storylines. And we're going to get heavy again, so, just this fun time here.
We're having fun.
Yeah. J-Matter Productions, don't worry, Linkara, they did Booster Gold worse. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, me, oh my, oh me. Let us continue.
Continues. Hopefully, I'll figure out what direction north is.
That way.
Hello, little Cybermat. You're so cute.
I'm so lost.
You're gonna be mine forever, and I'll really want to
my journey continues. After having left SpringCon, which was south of my intended destination, I proceed on the correct path towards... Wait, is this another convention? Anna Minneapolis? Oh, for crying out loud! This is friggin' Bloomington! I've gone farther south! Well, still, I need to make the most of this experience. And by make the...
Another convention. This was Anna Minneapolis. It's another anime. It's an anime convention. We have Minnesota has tons of conventions.
Like Vegas.
Yep, ZachFit92. I know Baffo's an evil, but is he supernatural? He's an accountant.
Honk.
All accountants are supernatural.
True.
Bloomington? No, Bloomington is the name of the town. Anna Minneapolis was the name of the convention.
Most of it, I mean, contemplate further. There is much to learn from the gentle folk of the cosplayers. They are an innocent people, unaware of who I am.
Hey, it's Linkara. What's up?
So that was Mark.
Oh.
That was Mark's actor right there, cosplaying.
Neat.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
Hey, it's Linkara. What's up?
Such a popular VTuber.
Oh my god. TLE55, is Julie, sorry if I read it wrong, doing okay? Joshua O'Neill, do I need to give you a map and compass, Linkara? Julie moved away to do her own thing. Haven't heard from her in a while. Hope she's doing okay. Are there any conventions you don't attend because you don't want to run to certain people you no longer associate with? There's always a risk of that for any conventions I would do. But in this case, Anna Minneapolis was owned by the same guy who did Anime Midwest and a few other cons. Long story there, but I do not associate with those cons anymore because of the guy who runs them. Anyway...
Random Rex.
Yeah, we later learned this was around when you found Moarte, right? Yep. And that's because it was also during this time when I realized I want to do Long Box of the Damned because I enjoyed doing the quick look at videos on the Amityville movies, and I really loved Cinemassacre's Monster Madness. I was like, I want to do my own thing, and so a Dead Fish went on the journey to Linkara meet Moarte around this time. Like we don't like there's no point in trying to pin down an exact month when it happened, but it was during this journey when he found Moarte, and that's where things started happening. Linkara, I got character development and also this ghoul.
Cosplayers generally ignore people, since they're used to seeing all sorts of strange oddities. They do not frighten, and they never try to converse with you.
Sir, I'm gonna please have to ask you.
You would think a convention of this sort would
That was
be teeming
scripted, by the way.
with magical individuals, but I only found one.
So yeah, that's my situation. My magic gun is disabled, and I figured you, with all your Millennium magic and all that, might know something about it. Can you be of any assistance?
Well, unfortunately, guns do not exist in my time.
Right, they're all invisible.
Exactly.
Alright, thanks anyway, sir.
My visit to this strange place was short, but I feel I've learned much. And of course, the thing I appreciate most about occasions like this are the people. Journey Log, Week 3.
ZachFit92, we will get your super chat in a minute here.
So I just want to point out that invisible guns are scarier than normal guns. Because with a normal gun, you can see the gun. With an invisible gun, you have no idea where that gun is pointed.
G-Man Impressions, what did he say? He said, he said, sorry, it doesn't work because in my time, guns are invisible. Because that's a joke on Yu-Gi-Oh! Dubs where 4Kids digitally altered any gun that was in the show. So it looked like they were holding something, but there was nothing there.
Also, Zach Fett asks, how did Moarte handle encountering the entity?
He didn't care. Moarte is very powerful.
Somehow that makes Moarte even scarier.
Oh, J-Manner, sorry, J-Manner, no, the person asked you to move. Yeah, I was just like, sir, I'm gonna have to ask you to move. That was all he said. That was just a con staffer that I asked to like do that for me because I was just like, because the joke I just wanted to have was just like repeat like me standing around looking important and self-assured, and then just like, Dude, what are you doing? What the hell are you doing? Like Morte said, they are beneath me. I love the joke because guns do not exist in my time. Sounds like it's because he's from ancient Egypt, but instead it's because he's from a censored anime dub. Yep. He said something else, but it was all muffled. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure it was just like, sir, you have to move. But like, eh. If he didn't say anything else, I do not recall, and it probably wasn't that important. Will we see his power at any point, possibly in the potential movie? Yes, if that movie ever gets off the ground. T Elite, I'm just waiting on your super chat. Then we will continue.
Okay, yeah. So we brought up the point. This part of the storyline actually does kind of remind me of Uncle Traveling Matt from Fraggle Rock.
Did Morte teleport the box to the apartment, or did you have to mail the long box to the confusion of everyone else? He teleported the box to the apartment. What movie? Long box movie. I had announced that I was going to do a long box of the damn movie years and years ago. The script is done, but then COVID happened, and just like it fell behind trying to work on other stuff. So the long box of the damn movie is just kind of in limbo right now because I have a script done that we were making plans for it, and then everything just got ground to a halt. And now I'm working on other stuff unrelated to my existing shows, because the next secret project is unrelated to Atop the Fourth Wall. Or Long Black, for that matter. Anyway, let us resume.
Okay, I think I need to buy a damn compass.
Okay. Okay, so we've told the story dozens and dozens of times. In 2012, Congress was passing legislation called SOPA, the Stop Online Piracy Act. It was an overreaching, poorly defined set of laws and legislation designed to punish online piracy. It was a bad time. Because a lot of those stuff, because they were very unspecific about how a lot of this stuff worked. And so one of those was theft of copyrighted materials was punishable for 5 years in jail kind of a thing. And a fine of $50,000. So it probably wouldn't have applied to us that way. But, online reviewers use copyrighted material all the time in their videos. And bear in mind, fair use is not a law, it's a defense.
Yes.
It's if we get sued in court, then we can try to say fair use to defend ourselves, but it's not like a guarantee. The judge decides whether or not it's fair use or not. And they may decide, no, this is more than you should be showing for the purposes of education, parody, review, etc. So, yeah, SOPA was a whole thing, and so, in the panic, Channel Awesome grabbed a bunch of reviewers and said, hey, we have managed to contact Congress and arrange for meetings with various representatives. We're going to go there, we're going to meet with these representatives and try to convince them to vote against SOPA. And it was like, well, it was a very short notice trip, but I was like, hey, I'm going to frickin' Washington, D.C. Let's get some shots of me walking around and I can use it for the storyline. Angry Joe had the same idea. Angry Joe's representative was a Texas representative who actually was already against SOPA, so he didn't really need any convincing. But it was a kind of depressing time for us because we obviously did not meet with the representatives themselves. We met with their interns, their officers, the people who do meetings, because in theory, Congress people are supposed to actually be working on Congress stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And they were very dismissive of all our concerns. They were like, no, it's not like that. It's not going to be used like that. Don't worry about it. When, of course, historically, congressional overreach is a thing. Implementation of laws badly is a thing. And basically we ended the day feeling like we accomplished nothing, that nothing was achieved. Fortunately, SOPA did not pass. Enough people were like, no, this is not working out. This is just not going to get there. And there's been bad bills since then that have been on similar lines. Fortunately, this was a whole thing, and it was so frustrating for people. I'm the government, I'm the reason nothing works.
Wasn't there a companion bill as well, like Pepper or something like that?
Yeah, something like that. And I met with representatives. Like, they actually, like, it was not a very well organized trip because, like, we had like the full 12, 15 of us in every meeting. Eventually they split us up to do multiple. Pipa, yeah, that was the other one. They split us up so we were doing multiple meetings. Finally, by the end, and the final meeting of the day was meeting with Al Franken's representatives, and he was trying, and their representatives were trying to say, like, what if we worded it like this? And I was just like, that's still gonna be iffy. It's and like, yeah. And I tried my best, but, like, also, like, Mashad brought us out there. He was there himself for this. And a lot of the times he wouldn't let us frickin' talk. Like, what was even the point of having us be there if you weren't going to let us, like, speak our minds and speak our experiences? Because, like, it was just like, no, let me handle, like, most of the talking so, like, we're not, like, confusing them or like, putting out, conflicting information or making us sound insane or anything like that. And it's just like, yeah, sure, we spoke up sometimes, but he wanted to basically be our representative for all of us. But then it was like, what the hell are we doing here then?
Yeah. I can understand that.
One of the big memories that I recall from this trip, though, was actually, like, getting to be in the halls of Congress. Because obviously there is, like, the big, the Senate chamber, the House chamber, it's all that, but the actual hallways of it, like all the stuff that's outside the big chambers, and I was a huge West Wing fan at the time, and I was just like, wow, this looks exactly like it does when they have it on the West Wing, so it was kind of magical in that regard. But we also got to experience, like, post 9/11 Washington D.C. So, like, on these buildings there are snipers. And, like, we actually had to ask, like, a police officer, hey, is it okay if we film? And they're like, yes, it's okay. You just cannot have it on a tripod. Like, I don't know what it was about tripods that was an issue. Like maybe it would look too much like a stationary gun of some kind.
That's what I was going to say, like, for, like, a sniper when you're, like, crouching or, like, lying on your belly, like, that kind of tripod. I don't know.
Yeah.
Didn't the DC sniper have a tripod set up in a van?
Maybe, but the point is, yeah. So yeah, other people just operate the camera, and we got shots of me walking around doing the voiceover. And Angry Joe was going to film a bit with Corporate Commando, but we decided it was, and we're going to see the bit in a minute here. I'll explain what the deal is with that.
Despite the setbacks caused by these little detours, I still feel like I'm accomplishing a lot. Living out in the wilderness and broken lands without civilization around you, you need to really get your act together. Think on your feet. After all, you have to fend for yourself. Admittedly, I can communicate with Comicron 1 and get food or shelter if I need to, but luckily, it hasn't come to that yet. In my travels, I take care to not forget that...
These shots are obviously not in DC. The shots of the actual wilderness stuff, that is Minnesota. Like, I filmed this at the exact same time I did the 200th episode. I am so lost thing. Like, this is also one of those cases where I actually filmed a lot in advance. And honestly, the traveling is funny. Yeah. Yep, it is. I like this bit. I liked these bits. It worked.
There is evil afoot, and that must be dealt with.
Corporate Commander here, and for some reason my face is censored because I sort of look like someone else. Oh, my face! Oh, God, you must get up even more!
So Joe was gonna go full Corporate Commando for his commander for his bit, but I was like, dude, there are snipers on the buildings. There's police officers everywhere. Are you sure you want to put on a full face mask
and
act like
saying that during one of his, like, vlogs? He said even the stuff he did do, he felt a little weird standing on, like, an important Washington building and, like, ranting in full, like, 80s villain regalia. It's just like, I hope I don't get shot.
Are you sure you want to do this while you're acting like a supervillain? I think he said, yeah, he did eventually, like, film some bits with that, but I was like, for our bits, we'll just have you censored, and then I'll just run by and punch you. Because we don't have any permits for any of this either. We're just doing this guerrilla style. Now, this bit, this was another Suburban Nights thing we filmed because I knew I was doing the journey thing. And like, this was the first time I ate at White Castle.
Being out in the wilderness like this, naturally I must live off the land, however it may provide. I've run into the native peoples too, and they have taught me much about their ways and customs.
You gonna eat that?
There's nothing natural about chicken rings.
Chicken rings are wonderful. I didn't like the White Castle burgers, but damned, I loved chicken rings.
I'm the opposite. I like their burgers, but I dislike the chicken rings.
I'm pretty sure Brad stealing that fry was unscripted.
And I still have yet to go to a White Castle.
Same, I think.
I never heard of White Castle before this video. Really? Well,
Really?
they're an
Not
amazing.
even Harold and Kumar go to White Castle, the movie? There's like 2 of
White
those.
Castle. No, I'm gonna.
Granted, every single time I've had White Castle in the past, I was high.
White Castle, in case you don't know, is an American fast food chain known especially for their tiny ass burgers. Their sliders, you get like an entire thing of them if you want to have like a big meal of them. I like White Castle. Dresden does not, lol. Yeah, so this was my first time ever trying White Castle. I think we did like an old ass vlog of me trying it, and I was like, yeah, I don't like these things, but I like the chicken rings. I thought the chicken rings were good. The fries were okay, if I recall.
But why is chicken in a ring form? Why is it a ring shape?
It's better that way.
Yeah.
That's how those particular chickens are shaped.
Yeah, you literally buy them in multiples. Also, White Castle is not in Western America. Really? I did not know that.
Actually, there is a White Castle in Vegas.
Huh. I live in DC. I didn't even know there's a White Castle. That part was not in DC. This is intercutting footage from various different things together here. That White Castle footage was filmed during the filming of Suburban Nights, much the same way we did that footage of the with Dr. Insano and everything. I filmed a lot of secondary stuff while we were doing Suburban Nights because I knew I was doing this storyline. Lord of the Chickens.
Back in the day when you were well versed in advance of what you would need.
How far did you travel, man? Like I said, this is filmed at different times. We did the DC trip. We did Suburban Nights. In fact, Suburban Nights was an interesting time because we ended up in the exact same hotel where we filmed The Brawl. Like we were stationed in the same hotel, and like during one of the days off. No, actually, you know what? That was Tivoli. What's Tivoli Flea? I can't remember now. I know one of those trips now. We ended up in the same hotel we were in for The Brawl, and we like went back to the area where we just like hung out for a little bit. Where we did and we like went up. We saw the ballroom that was empty. I went into this weird, like, quasi-arcade area that was, like, half under construction. We just played poker for a bit. Good times. Anyway, let us resume.
Swear to God, if I end up in Texas next week, I'm gonna take my chances and just teleport to Canada. Because really, this is getting silly.
What if you wound up in Moscow?
Oh yeah, so
there we go.
And I was trying to go.
Down the line, the
I
legend.
was trying to get to Canada because I was going to be filming at Con Bravo, and Con Bravo was in Canada. So like that's what half this journey is supposed to be: me going to Canada to look for magical stuff.
You just went the wrong direction.
Yep.
Every wrong direction.
You're
I
Zorro.
am so lost.
You're Yoga.
I am so lost.
That is the legend right there. The line, the legend.
We made it, people.
200 I remember seeing at Zaxby's during the Confession storyline. That was my doing.
Yep.
I have never seen a Zaxby's.
Go to the Confession storyline where one of my characters is doing the weather report, and you'll see one on the background.
The travel was meant to resemble Mirror Car's look as a sign of Linkara's slide towards the dark side. No, it's just like Linkara just has a different outfit for the travel, and I wanted to keep the corduroy thing going.
So what can I possibly review for such an occasion? Okay, what the hell. Let's review One More Day. Now, before we get into the book itself, there's a lot of backstory to cover here, so I think it's necessary.
Hello, Linkara. It is I, the devil.
So Bennett had
cut all this out.
You could have. It wasn't actually that important.
No, it was not.
Yeah. In case you didn't know, GSR edited together the storyline compilations. But the thing is, I labeled this as a storyline video because of the "I am so lost" bit. ZachFit92, by the way, I listened to Voice from the Dark for the first time recently. How did you get away with that song at the end? I didn't. That right now, that video, that part of it is currently revenue sharing with the owner with it. They're letting us get away with it, but only because they're taking money for it. I get some money from it, but they also get money from it. And the CD version has a different song on it. J-Man Productions. J-Man Productions. Here we are, the Speaker Breaker episode. Lots of yelling. Crack Spyglass. Oh, One More Day. Hashtag never forgive. So Bennett had played the devil in, I want to say, one of the Nostalgia Critic videos. In that one, he was also just, pretending to be the devil and just like, and just like, oh, okay, I'm just gonna, that's, I'm, yeah, sure, I'll make this deal with you, whatever. But anyway, let us resume.
Oh, hi, Bennett.
Not Bennett, the devil. I have come to you with an offer
to exchange my soul, or my show, or my non-existent marriage to erase one more day, right?
Well, yeah,
Not interested. Goodbye.
Ugh, come on, man. I went and put on the outfit. Can you play out the bit?
The bit is dead, Bennett. Not to mention, the deal doesn't take place for another 3 issues. You can make the offer again when it actually comes up in the comic.
Oh, okay. See you then.
Recently there was a rumor that Marvel was doing its own reboot to compete with the one DC did last year. They're not, of course. They're just releasing a whole bunch of new #1s. But you know what? Maybe they should reboot Spider-Man. After all, if the creative teams are unwilling to let him get out of his high school life, then why the hell isn't he still there?
Hello, Linkara.
Last Angry Geek?
No, it's Cloak #1.
Oh, right, you're a different character from him. People have been confused about that.
They think that's confusing? Why am I suddenly one of your bad guys when you weren't even in the group I was harassing in Suburban Nights? Wouldn't it make more sense if I were this guy?
I am a creature of the ancient world. I demand respect.
Wait, what the hell is that?
Well, Spoonie destroyed my original one, and this is my backup.
Oh, get out, shout! Anyway, Linkara,
Suburban
I've got
Nights
an
gags.
offer to make to you. I can make One More Day disappear forever, and then...
Sure you can! And if One More Day never existed, that would mean I never did a crossover with The Last Angry Geek about one moment in time, right?
I'll call you back.
Ha ha ha! Bull crap!
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
Not only is Doctor
I'll be
Strange
honest, I think
healed...
Suburban Nights is the better film versus To Boldly Flee. I just think it has better. I think it's a better.
It says more.
I'm loath to say the word story, but
it's not nearly as bloated.
Yes,
it's definitely not as bloated. I will say that. I still like all of them, but I understand why people dislike them.
I like all 3 as well.
Too. I actually think I'm not sure whether I like Suburban Nights or Kick-Assia more.
Kick-Assia is just like an hour-and-a-half farce. It's not designed to be anything big serious. Gojiragon, man, the Spider offices still won't move on with them. The only thing that's changed is that they're even more bitter about the audience not liking it. Yep. Oh man, people, if you look up some info about conventions where they were announcing new stuff and people were still asking about One More Day, asking about the relationships, they're just so mad about it.
Heck, they're even more mad because now they have Ultimate Spider-Man, which is completely kicking all the other Spider-Man titles out of the water in sales.
Yep. They really just do not want to do the creative decisions that people will like. They have their own opinions about how these things should go, and they refuse to budge on it. Anyway, let us go.
People before without it being magical in nature, but in one moment in time, the follow-up to One More Day, he heals Mary Jane, who was injured by another assassin.
It's
Where
the
the hell have
thing.
you been? It's been like a year. But no, we are now halfway into the story and have achieved nothing that we didn't already know. But now it's time for part 3, where the girl with red hair appears to him.
Hello, Linkara. You might not be able to make One More Day have a point, but I can.
One More Day was supposed to have a point?
These cameos. This is a really well constructed bit of cameos, I think. To be continued right now.
I love this.
Lupa.
I'm so mysterious.
Lupa. Lupa!
What?
You've been doing that for 10 minutes! Is there a reason that you called?
Yes, but you're not at the point of the comic yet for me to explain.
I'm a busy guy. Can't you just do it now?
Yeah, I can tell you're really busy breaking that promise you made to never review this. I'll let you get to it and then call you back later.
Yep, there sure was a point in Mephisto looking like a woman in red for 4 pages just so he could tell Peter about alternate possibilities. Oh man, there was such a point in all of that. It was so pointy.
Okay, I'm back now.
Oh, joyous day.
Ooh, Linkara. There are an infinite number of possibilities your life could have taken had you not started reviewing comics.
Is there one where I'm not being bothered?
Hologram during this episode.
Yeah, as said earlier in the storyline, it was filmed in advance. J-Man Productions, so did that mysterious woman ever appear again? No, that was just Mephisto.
Yeah.
One More Day is bad.
One More Day is awful.
It was so pointy. BJ Blazkowicz, you just sat there for 10 minutes and didn't intervene? Of course, I couldn't do it until it was funny.
Ah, so the Looney Tunes answer.
The Roger Rabbit answer.
Yes, Roger Rabbit.
Tama Smolko, we will get your super chat in a minute here. Yeah, none of this stuff is actually important for storyline, but like, because it was, the bits.
It is important for a storyline because it all leads up to you actually turning evil.
I suppose so, but like, for this one, I'm not sure.
The Lupa bit is 100% necessary, and you know it.
You just want to watch the Lupa bit.
It's about as necessary as fail. You fail.
Yeah, no, that was just you including that.
That is necessary. That is 1,000% necessary.
Was it? Was it?
Yeah,
I'm the one who got it together, and even I agree it wasn't necessary.
But yeah,
necessary.
But yeah, in order to do the I'm so lost bit, I had to have the actual journey stuff happening. Just like there were certain bits in the storyline, they had to be met at certain times. I had to have that build up to the 200th episode of the I'm so lost, which wouldn't have worked if I had all this convention stuff afterwards. Like it's all build up for that. That's why I was doing storyline every single week, because if I didn't, we wouldn't be able to hit the important points like this. Tava Smoke, I actually remember a lot of these cameos. They are so funny and fun. Also, I will never understand why Marvel won't allow Peter and MJ to get married and have his daughter Mayday exist in main Marvel. They don't want to have anything beyond their original conception of Peter. That's pretty much all there is to it. They do not. They think it's an ingrained part of the character that he is always hard luck, that he has relationship trouble, that being Spider-Man is a self-inflicted punishment on himself.
Which it's not. Even if you look at the early years, Spider-Man was constantly changing and shifting his dynamic.
Yep, but they refuse to get away from that dynamic, and they don't, and they just refuse to just step aside and let other people write it and have other ways of seeing things. And they're trying to have their cake and eat it too with stuff like Ultimate Spider-Man, but that's gonna, but much like the original Ultimate Spider-Man, that's gonna become the dominant version for fans. Your version is gonna become increasingly irrelevant. T-Elite 555, and yet there was a joke that was omitted in the compilation. It was a great joke. I'm not sure which one that is. Let's continue, though.
Because I'd love to hear about that one.
Ooh, shut the hell up and listen. Ooh, this is what your life would have been like if you decided to review horror movies instead.
Boy, it sure is glorious reviewing horror movies, but I would trade it all just for one comic book.
That doesn't make any sense!
Okay, that was a bad example. Let's try this again.
It's also outdated because this is back when Phalos, his regular thing was horror movies. Yeah, because nowadays he's pretty much exclusively like animated movies. He'll do some horror stuff on occasion, but 9 times out of 10, it's the animated stuff.
Well, then bootleg toys.
And bootleg toys.
Yeah, beat me to it.
Playlist at the Movies, a title that just grew over the years.
It's just like he never really had a name for his show. It was just Phalos, and people were like, "What's the name of your show?" It's just like, Phalos and the Movies.
What if you reviewed sci-fi movies?
Oh man, my life is just so great because I review sci-fi films.
He's still around
instead
doing
of
his own
comics.
thing.
In fact, I don't even know what a comic book is. Okay, this just doesn't work. I mean, I'm actually a really big comics fan too. In fact, I just bought the new issue of Green Lantern Corps.
Okay, fine. We'll get some other science fiction reviewer. Wait, where's the picture?
Picture? There is no picture. Cameras steal your soul. This is all you're getting.
But you're really happy because you don't review comic
First
books, right?
VTuber.
Who are you?
So yeah, SF Debris, he was not on Channel Awesome at the time. Someone had recommended his videos to me in the comment section of one of the videos, because they recommended his review of Threshold, and I just became hooked afterwards. So like, yeah, this because usually Channel Awesome would usually only have cameos from other Channel Awesome personalities. So this was our way of like breaking out of that. Like, okay, I'm gonna have someone that less people will know about, but those who get it will get it, and we get to include the joke of just like, because he's all voiceover. So it'll be like, wait, where's the picture? Picture? There's no picture. Camera steal your souls.
First VTuber.
He's not the first VTuber.
There's VTubers before that.
J-Manor Productions, I keep expecting some laughter coming from these cameos because I watched the Con premiere video too. A shame about the speaker problems at the start. Yeah, I premiered this at Con Bravo. And like I recorded it so people could have like, because it was like fun to have like the reactions for that, and put it as part of the. I also did a live show there too, so I incorporated the theme song into there. Linkara, remember the original ending of your History and Power into Space episode has Under Pressure, and you said it was inspired by Sorcery. Which episode of his had this song? It was his All Good Things video. Which was the TNG finale, so which he also played Under Pressure during. That's where I first contacted him and said, hey, is it okay if I use it like this? And he was like, yeah, sure, that's perfectly fine. And it turned out he was aware of Channel Awesome and a fan of it, so we were actually able to talk for a bit, and he was happy to like do the cameo. And now we are friends. We don't talk to each other directly very often, simply because like he has so much going on in his life and he's always constantly trying to get his damn videos back up. He's still uploading old stuff to YouTube.
Yeah, I've been watching a few recently.
Anyway, let us continue.
I think we're done here, Lupa.
Wait, I can show you the future.
What was that?
I just feel one of the comments is like, as if to bring Tommy or Janeway and her shoulder fighter. I'm like, this shoulder split?
Okay, so this takes, I know it's off topic, but essentially they have a bit in his reviews where Janeway, because she makes all the worst decisions. She has, instead of a shoulder angel and a shoulder devil, she has a shoulder spider that tells her to eat people.
Okay, so she actually has multiple shoulders. She did have a shoulder devil, and she's just like, I don't know. I've tried to listen to your advice before. It hasn't been great. Then like shoulder cowboy, what do you think? Where am I? What am I doing here?
I forgot about shoulder cowboy.
Oh, shoulder cowboy, you're a hoot. Shoulder Shoulder Adam, what do you think? Because like I don't know, she rejected the devil because she doesn't believe in religion. So like shoulder,
right, that's right. It was, yeah.
Shoulder Adam, what?
After that.
I believe in science. Shoulder Adam, what do you think? And then finally, Shoulder Spider, you should eat Harry. I told you before, I'm not going to eat him yet.
Okay. I know you haven't seen the Orville, but have you seen SF Debris' reviews of the Orville?
I have not.
Oh God, there's it's like the crowning jewel of that bit is in one of those reviews.
Could have had Angry Joe or Cinema Snob in the 200th episode. What would your life be like if you reviewed porn or video games? Oh no. I didn't want to keep the bit going for too long with my logic at the time. What would we like if you reviewed Harlan Ellison books? Constantly terrified that Harlan Ellison was going to come and kill me. I've joked about this before. If you speak Harlan, if you go into a dark room with a mirror and you speak his name, if you speak Harlan Ellison's name 3 times into the mirror, he will appear behind you and berate you for every stupid thing you've ever done.
He is not to be messed with, even posthumously. He will fuck you up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, I figured he was just gonna sue you.
All right, let's resume.
It's really cool.
What's his name? Give him money.
Ooh, this is what your life will be like if you continue to review comics.
Obligatory cameo from my dad.
I miss my old hat.
Oh, how truly dreadful! And what does my future hold if I stopped reviewing comics?
You must have given yourself a bath today.
I need a new hat.
So, Lupa, if you're the girl with red hair, does that mean you're my future daughter?
I'm not talking to you anymore.
Ugh, God, this story, it just pisses me off so much every time I think about it. I just wish that sometimes I could undo it, make it so it never happened.
I've existed since the morning of the world, and I shall exist until the last star falls from the night. Although I have taken the form of Caligulus Snobulus, I am all men as I am no man, and therefore I am... What?
What the hell are you doing?
I'm doing the Caligula thing.
Why?
Because it's your 200th episode. Aren't you reviewing the Caligula comic?
No!
Oh, well, this is awkward. And to think I used Lloyd's favorite blanket for this.
So is now a good time to...
Not in the mood, Bennett!
Okay, so Brad was actually, I think, the first of us to reach 200 episodes. And for his 200th episode, he reviewed Caligula. Because Caligula was his favorite movie. And there was this recurring bit in it where other reviewers would show up and do the speech from Caligula, I have existed since the morning of the world, and I shall exist since the last star falls from the night. So just like it was a recurring thing, he just like got annoyed by it in the video, haha, standard reviewer trope stuff. So I decided, like I'm having all these cameos for unrelated things. All tied into the same, like, haha, make a deal with the devil, because that was the recurring gag for my 200th episode. So, like, wouldn't it be funny if he just showed up thinking I was doing the Caligula thing? And that became a recurring gag for all the 100th episodes to come, just like, for, like, the 300th. Like, he would appear again to do the Caligula, like, we're still not doing Caligula, what are you doing here? Like, every 100th, he just assumes it. 400th, I think we skipped that. 500th, he what was that?
No, you didn't. In 400, if I remember correctly, 400, Todd did it.
No, it was 500th where Todd did it.
Oh, okay.
Because Todd was like, okay, which 100th episode are you doing? Because like, are we singing your theme song? Are we trying to make a deal with the devil here? And then he was just like, well, Brad, the snob told me you were doing Caligula.
That's right. Okay, yeah, that was 500.
And then 600, we retired the gag because I was no longer associated with Brad, and we opened the episode with, that's right, I'm finally doing Caligula. Oh, okay. I'm doing Since Past.
I think Caligula.
There's a Caligula comic from Avatar Press. Which I don't know I don't know what the plot of it is because I didn't read the damn thing. But there is a thing I could do Caligula at some point. Benjamin Hall. So it's now a good time to talk about Starman. No, it's not. Anyway, you were saying.
Personally, I think that my favorite cameo from Sin's Past is SF Dupree's reading of the letter.
Ah, yes.
That is just the best.
I love that. It's just the bit of that is just like no one wants to be involved in this.
It sounds so sincere at first until he realizes where it's from. He's like, "Oh God, are you making me do this?"
Because I couldn't think of a good through line for the 600th episode to make it work for the bit. So it's just like, why don't I just have the bit be no one wants to be here? This story is so bad that no one wants to do a bit for this. DZ1.
It's already come out.
DZ1. Seriously though, is it just me, or is the Marvel fixation on Peter and MJ's non-relationship starting to border on fetishistic? It's like they're going, "I'm not touching you." Yeah.
Part of it is because Marvel and DC refuse to hire new blood.
Anyway, let us resume.
Okay, I may have gotten off track there. Point is, this comic sucks, and I hate it! I just wish it could get undone and never have happened at all!
Yeah, I did that. Fusion.
True on true, Linkara.
Okay.
That guy with the glasses?
Yep, that's me.
What do you want?
Why, to offer you a deal, of course.
I'm listening.
If you give up your little comic review show, I'll totally erase one more day from existence.
You can do that?
That's a very good question. And the answer is, of course I can. I'm the devil. Why, just look at this. See? Now I'm in a different place. And my beard has grown a little bit.
I think I was just do that to prove that he could do that. Because otherwise, I can't remember why I had him film that separately. There was a reason for that. I'm pretty sure it was just like, okay, I need a way to demonstrate that he has powers that could potentially undo one more day. Anyway, let's resume.
Huh. So you are.
And all you have to do is just sign that paper that's in your hand.
Huh. Okay. Okay. Here you go.
No chance in hell, you piece of... I can't even pronounce that.
Look, I hate One More Day. That should be clear by now. But what irritates me about it the most is the complete rejection of effort. If they had just stopped and thought about how some of this stuff could have been handled, we could have had a much better story. Hell, even the deal with the devil could have been made to work. I've said how it could have been made
It's because it leads into the
and
final bit, I think.
Contemplating long and hard over it, these are things that they should have thought of themselves. Instead, they took the easy route, the lazy route. Sometimes life hands you difficult problems and people feel the need to take the easy way out of them. I don't seriously want One More Day just ignored. That's the easy way out. I want a solution. I want a follow-up story that expands on everything, that solves the problems created by it. I want effort. I want a good story. I want characters to look back at their past actions and grow from their experiences. I want them to change and evolve. There's nothing about the idea of growth that prevents good stories from being told. Everyone who buys a comic, a movie, a game, they're critics. The phrase, everybody's a critic, is used to try to brush off criticism, but it's the truth. We all hold an opinion about something. Customers are critics, because it's our money to spend and our voice to be heard. We speak out not for its own sake.
I think you said that you changed the ending script and that's why I changed location. That might have been it. It's been, this is what, 2011, 2012?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was 13, 14 years ago. So, yeah, I don't recall exactly the reason why that happened. But, yeah, I can believe that, like, we changed the script and we had to fix that. And someone was said a thing that I was like, oh yeah, the super chat here. Big Jack Films. Hey, Lewis, hope all is well. Have you seen Spectro's 3-part retrospective of the Reviewerverse? It's a great chronological abridged of the lore. I have heard of that. I don't think I've watched it yet, though. Jane Manor Productions, your writing on Tig with Tig and NC for your episodes are the best ones because there are different personalities interacting with each other. Thank you.
But to hope that the next thing that comes along is better. And that's what I want in the end. What we all want. A better story than what we got with One More Day. So you can take that deal, that guy with the glasses, and shove it!
This is why I had to film this bit here.
Thanks, that guy with the hat. Haven't seen you in a while. Glad to know you still got my back. Oh, not a problem at all, Linkara. This is that guy with the hat saying, there's no such thing as a stupid question. This robe doesn't fit me anymore.
I don't understand why we need to do this now.
So yeah, 200 episode, the reintroduction of that guy with the hat, which was the very first video I produced at all, because I produced it for a contest that they were running, the Ask That Guy contest. Submit your own, Ask That Guy with the Glasses things. So I did that guy with the hat, and I had so much fun making that video. I was like, okay, you know what? I'm going to try to make my own review, and thus the comics. Thus, it all comes around, Gary. How many different devils have existed in Tig with Tig canon? Bennett, Doug, and Malcolm. I know of any others? Yeah, probably. There's lots of devils. All the devils are here.
I can guarantee you I'm not the devil.
Hell is empty.
You are.
Hell
She's
is
a devil.
Hell is empty. All the devils are here. There was a contest I didn't know this was a thing. Yeah, that was 2008, 2009, I want to say, when that contest happened. The Super Dictionarian. I could rename him that, because obviously, but that's the thing. Like, I haven't really renamed him because Channel also has been known as that guy with the glasses for a very long time. Like, and I suggested to Doug, when we switch over completely to Channel Awesome, why don't you just like finally kill off that guy with the glasses? Because I know you didn't want to do it anymore. He didn't want to do that guy with the glasses ask that guy with the glasses anymore, because it became harder and harder for him to come up with funny responses to the questions. So I was like, well, why don't you just kill off the character when we move over to Channel Awesome, because then there's not going to be that guy anymore. And he's like, yeah, that's a great idea. And then he frickin' does it, and he puts at the end, blame Linkara for this. So of course, I got the people like being like, dude, what the hell?
Dude, that's an asshole move.
Yeah, I'm sure. I don't doubt that he didn't mean it as an asshole move, but he should have thought about it a bit.
Yeah,
that would require thought.
J-Man Productions, I think there's a commentary video you made of the 200th episode where you gave the reason why the script was changed. I might have. Like I said, it was so long ago. I used to do more regular commentaries on these things, like closer to the original release, because I think Doug was doing that at the time. I think he was releasing commentaries of his old episodes, and it was a cheap, easy way to produce content to try to make some extra cash. Payback for the back credit card joke. Maybe. Anyway, let us resume, because now we finally have Holokara doing his thing.
Oh.
The Tom Servo body was never meant to house you, Poyo. I've already started seeing some memory fragmentation where there shouldn't be any.
But you haven't finished my new bodies yet.
Yeah, I'm working on them, but this takes priority.
Hey, Nash, you can feel free to hop in. We're doing a commentary stream over my storyline.
I've built a nice temporary body you can use that's actually designed for you while I work on the others.
So you have the free time to build me a new body in a week, but not the permanent ones? That doesn't make any sense.
Alrighty, transfer complete. What do you think?
It's smaller.
You're a real negative Nancy, you know that? Oh, hello everybody, and welcome to Atop the Fourth Wall, where bad comics burn. Today we're talking about a comic that's cool. Cool as ice.
That was terrible. You are terrible. And my arms still don't work.
So that is Travel Poyo, as he became known to be called here. He was created by a prop and cosplayer by the name of Featherweight. I don't know what he does nowadays, but back then he was known for very good cosplay stuff, mostly utilizing cardboard. And just as a gift to me for Con Bravo, he gave me this Poyo that he constructed, because he was like, hey, I heard that you that you can't bring Poyo with you to conventions because the puppet, you know, is big and bulky and it would get damaged in travel. So here's one that's easy to break down and collapse into pieces to fit the thing. So yeah, and now Travel Poyo just sits on the back of the shelf because I haven't really had a need to bring the Poyo body. But yeah, that thing is modular. It's easy to take apart and then put back together again. And also, Il Neige is joining us. Hey, Neige.
Hello, I forgot to move my mic into position.
It's all good. It's all good. We're just doing a storyline commentary stream right now over the Gun and Sorcery storyline.
Sweet.
And yeah, and we're waxing nostalgia for back in the day and all the thing, and trying to remember why I did certain things the way I did.
It's dumb, like, because I was watching the bit where, like, you know, you revealed the new Poyo body, and I thought, it's funny because it looks like, wait, that's just what Poyo looks like. What's wrong with me?
Gorns the X, I find ironic that Marvel don't want Peter and MJ to be a couple in the comics, and yet are completely okay for them to be one in the games and movies. Made by different people. Jeremy Dandenau, if you ever want to read JoJo, it's great starting at part 2 and then becomes incredible at part 7 and 8. Pray for an SBR anime. Note of future reference, but let's remember, people, let's try to keep questions to storyline-related stuff. Anyway, let us resume.
Hey, 90s kid.
Dude! Hey, Holokara!
Yeah, I've been thinking, and you know what? I don't think I appreciate the way you keep interrupting the show and coming on like that. You think you could stop?
Dude, don't freak out. I'm slamming, man. The people watch me all the time. They love me, man. I'm the best reason to watch the show. Everyone just waits for me to say, what you see is what you do.
They don't watch the show for you, idiot. Stop interrupting, or the next time you try, I won't let go of your heart until it stops beating.
So yeah, once I did the the idea of Linkara leaving, and once I realized that there was going to be a whole thing about Linkara's turning evil, I decided to have Holokara basically be a reflection of where Linkara would eventually go. Now, obviously not in that short a time span, but it's very clear Linkara is going down a dark path. He's becoming more arrogant. He's becoming more full of himself. And he has power. He has this big-ass spaceship, and he assumes that I can take down gods. What the hell can you do? And, you know, you're interrupting my show. I'm so sick and tired of this. So, like, Holokara is just meant to be, like, here's what he would eventually be like if he didn't turn his life around and try to be better. We're fighting that toxic masculinity is what we're doing.
Or 90s kid.
Gojiragon, I always thought the intention was for Holokara to become the new Mechakara. A true Mechakara, if you will. Nah.
Hey, fake Kara! Oh, hey Harvey. You know, it's really kind of rude to refer to me like that. You know what? It is. And you know what else is rude? Shoving your hand in someone's chest and threatening to kill them. Ah, I see you talk to 90s kid. You got a wire loose in there or something? What's wrong with you? I don't know why you're upset with me. You're the one who's always bitching about how he pisses you off. He is an idiot, but you don't go around threatening to murder people for that. And I don't want to murder him. He just needed to get the message that I was tired of him interrupting my show. You could have killed him when you pulled that stunt. So I could have. What's your point? You're malfunctioning, you piece of garbage. You probably have been running too long and there's battery acid leaking out. Harvey, there's nothing wrong with me. Nothing at all. Don't you try to light up the tilt sign with me, Nosebleed. You're coming with me to that computer chick and she's gonna give you the once-over to figure out what's wrong. Or what? Harvey, please don't embarrass yourself.
I think the creepiest part is that
Harvey, please don't
Linkara
get
is
in my
lying.
way. It'd be a shame if I had to crush your throat. I mean, how would you ever sing again?
This is like that Key and Peele sketch with like Urkel on Family Matters, but like before that Key and Peele sketch.
Oh yeah.
KCast reviews. Whenever you have your super chat, just post it in the regular chat. Otherwise, yeah, this is just the escalation. Like, yeah, bullets don't work. He's a hologram. He can determine when he's, solid and when he's not. And what I love about this is, like, he's fully utilizing it to the best of his ability. Like, he didn't just, like, push him. He actually went inside of his ribcage and pushed him from there.
Your Holokara depiction, it kind of reminds me of Mark Proksch, who plays Colin Robinson. On,
I am not.
Murders. No, not Only Murders. What We Do in the Shadows.
I am not familiar with that, so I would not know. Sorry.
Okay, he also pops up in Better Call Saul briefly.
Nah.
I just like how he never raises his voice, and yet he's still intimidated.
KCast reviews, don't you try to light up the tilt sign with me, Nosebleed. Might be my favorite Harvey line. I don't even know what part of your brain that came from, but it's a glorious and I love it. So frequently when it comes to Harvey, I would have to look up 1950s slang. So light up the tilt sign was apparently just means like, don't you try to blow smoke up my ass. Don't you try to like lie to me.
Pinball reference?
Might be. But I can't remember where nosebleed comes from. I think nosebleed was just another... Yeah, I cannot remember what nosebleed means, but yeah. I just like, look up like 950 slang and it's on there. It's just like, okay, this will look good.
I'll pop you like a sarsaparilla who's-its, you mook.
No, it was an actual saying? That's amazing. We should make that an actual saying, like, don't light up the tilt sign with me, nosebleed.
I'll get started on the shirts.
Just like how Allison has adopted bet credits to Navy beans from Star Trek.
Oh, that's right.
I'll bet you credits to Navy beans that this is a thing.
Sorry.
J Manor Production, behold, Nerd Vision Kara. All right, let us continue.
Apparently, nosebleed means low rent version.
So yeah, that makes sense. So, because Holokara is a fake Linkara.
Oh, I thought you said low rent virgin.
No, version.
I'm like, don't shame the hologram for being a virgin.
Oh me, oh my.
Journey log. While the magic signals from Canada proved to be dead ends, I did get some information at Conbravo. I was told by many that I might be able to find help from a great wizard living in the area. Several people gave me the coordinates and Nimue directed me to them, until my communicator lost contact with the ship. I'll try to re-establish contact later. In the meantime, though, what I found at the coordinates was unexpected.
Okay, so there was supposed to be one more storyline bit between the last one and this one, but I realized when I plotted it out that there wasn't going to be enough time. At one point, the wizard is going to mention, like there's a witch, who like, still operates like it's the 13th century or something like that. That was supposed to be a cameo by Amethyst in her Rita Repulsa garb, because she had a Rita Repulsa cosplay, and we were gonna like make it this bit where she just like. Where Linkara's continuing around, he finally finds a magic user, but she's like embroiled in ancient ways of sorcery and just lives completely as a hermit, who then directs Linkara to Appos. But I realized, I have run out of time. I cannot have this bit, so screw it. We're just gonna go straight to Appos. Appos is played by my brother, and his wife is the person who shows up here as well.
Your brother has
Was
a
that
wife.
scene
That's
ever filmed?
gay.
What was that?
Was that scene ever filmed?
The witch? No, we just ran out of time and realized I would have to drive up to Amethyst and we have to set up a whole thing. Just like, screw it, just skip it.
It's weird that I'm not killing him in electrical right now.
Yeah, there was originally, and that line was with that he has in this with like, I know a witch who's like that. Originally, the line was you met at what's her face? She still lives like this, like it's not the 20th century or the 21st century. You know what I mean?
Hi. This is gonna sound weird, but I'm looking for the Great Wizard Appos.
Steven, it's for you.
Hi there. Appos the Wizard? I go by Steven now these days, but whatever floats your boat. How can I help you?
Oh yeah, and Graham was pretty happy to do this because he likes every opportunity to insult me and try to get me to laugh. Corpsing is what it's called when you interrupt a take by laughing, and he loves to do that to me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've been having a problem with my magic lately, and I've been told that you could help me. Okay, come on in. Have a seat. I prefer to stand.
The reason I had it like this because I needed him to rise at one point and be intimidating and just like I felt I couldn't get good angles for just us sitting down. I felt like it would be lazy to do that way. Which, fair enough. I'm a lazy enough filmmaker as it is, but still.
I want to be a wizard in Minnesota.
Yourself. This was not what I was expecting. What the hell do you want? It's 2012. There are a whole lot of people living in gloomy castles, standing over crystal balls.
Oh, my bones.
Crap like that. Anyways, I'm a busy guy. What do you want? Well, a few months ago, my magic stopped working. My magic gun won't fire, and the few spells I can cast, well, they won't even sparkle. Uh-huh. Hand it over. Oh, I see. What? What is it? Shut up, idiot. I'm talking to the gun. You're what? I said shut up. What are you, as dumb as you look? Oh, he is. Uh-huh, yeah, that's what I thought. I'll confirm for you.
Those are some blank dice that I got from the local comic and game store, and I just drew random symbols on to make them look magical.
I'm gonna tuck away. Shut up, idiot! I'm talking to the gun in in the same folder as the tilt sign.
Tilt sign one, yeah.
What did you just... Shush! Yep, just what I thought. I can't go 5 seconds without flapping your jaw, can you, kid? That's okay. It's kind of a trait of what this thing is. You know, I've seen this thing before. Seen what before? What the problem is. You know, the reason why your magic isn't working? Your gun figured this out already. Do you know her name's Margaret? No, I didn't.
Yeah, this is the first time we revealed the name of the gun, and it was a fan name, because Maggie, Magic Gun, there you go. Joseph Haskell, so your hat in Malachite's hand prevent their users from using their life force. What's Appos' equivalent? We're going to say his belt.
Shut up, idiot. I'm talking to the gun. I love that.
Been trying to find that out for a while now.
Well, of course you didn't know. You haven't unlocked Margaret's full potential. If you unlocked it and this had happened, you probably would have been too far gone.
What do you mean?
The problem is not with your magic. The problem is with you.
What?
Look, I'm going to explain this in the most direct manner I possibly can, so it can get through your thick skull to your tiny little brain. You are turning evil.
By the way, that chair looks incredibly comfortable.
Turning
Evil? No,
He
I'm
loves
not.
insulting you.
Oh, yes, you are. This isn't the
I
first
want a
time
chair
I've
that looks
seen
that
this.
comfy.
You're
I know, right?
power hungry and so deluded you can't even see it. You don't value the opinions of others.
Lou, tell us,
and
is
your
it really that
selfishness and
comfortable?
egomania are getting to a
It's been a while. I don't even know if he still has that chair.
Aw.
point where you won't see anyone but yourself.
This is nonsense. You're probably not even the real wizard. I bet this is all an elaborate trap to...
Silence! It is not wise to argue with the wizard, for we have little patience and a lot of power.
And in the end, it's power that's the problem. Magic is a power, but so many believe it to be a path to gaining more power. Domination over others, massacre and murder, just to be wicked and steal. Magic, however, is a power that can't be used for evil.
What do you mean by that?
Wizards, witches, and warlocks have existed for thousands of years. Tell me, how many history books have you opened up and found the dark sorcerer has taken over the world?
I guess I just never thought about it.
I did think about it, which is what this kind of stemmed from. When I was a kid, like, you know, you didn't know the difference between fantasy and reality, but you see, like, you know, all these, you know, all these stories featuring like wizards and dark magic and dragon stuff like that. And as a kid, I wondered, why isn't that stuff still around? What happened to all that?
You're not the only one.
So of course, as you grow older, you realize, oh, it's because none of it real. But that mindset just kind of like kept propping up. What if something happened to keep that stuff from happening, or got rid of all of it, or maybe there's a reason why people can't do it? T Elite 555, we will get your super chat in a minute. Kate Cast, we will get yours as well. Knowing this is your older brother, it seems like the older brother telling your younger brother, "You are an idiot." Yeah, you're not wrong. Ghost Joe, the scene is well written when I use the story segment as a contemporary monologue. Thank you. T-Elite, so who chose the new name when Mark transitioned? You were the actor. I chose it, because I figured just to keep it simple, go from Margaret to Mark.
Makes sense, because you mark your target.
Yeah.
Hey.
Okay, this has driven me crazy for a decade. Is the whole magic can't be used or heard other thing going to be elaborated on someday? Because it's in its current form, I'm sorry, it doesn't make sense. Yes, it will. Remember, the Contest of Champions was not supposed to last as long as it did. So, there will be some more elaboration. All the dragons went to live. Go ahead.
I only take so much blame for that, just so you know.
No, it's not your fault. There's a lot of stuff that happened with Contest of Champions that screwed things over.
So when's Contest of Champions 2?
Never!
Don't worry, let him on my channel.
I wanted to do a Contest of Champions 2 at some point when I thought it was only going to take a year or two, but that ain't happening!
When, Broly?
Fun storyline. You know what? Yeah, don't ever do another Contest of Champions. We'll end up with another COVID. The Divock 91 bacterium.
So much of that storyline was effects heavy. Architects of Mirrors, the next storyline, has an effects-heavy beginning, an effects-heavy end, but in between is where it's going to be nice and simple, mostly just me again.
So, what, you planning on,
like
you thinking, like, you're going to, like, just create a new solid, then we're going to throw Particle World on there, and then we're just going to tweak that until we get it the way we want it, and
there we go. Gojiragon. Remember, folks, the wizard lied. If you're forgetting what that is, remember, sometimes I have the extreme bits. One of those was, the wizard lied.
Also a wizard did it.
But still, this is how in theory it works. But as pointed out, lots of people then replied, wait a second, that doesn't make sense because reason. And I'm like, yeah, funny that, isn't it? Anyway, let's continue.
It's almost like there's a story.
Yeah.
Contest of Champions 2, Rock, Paper, Scissors edition. Monica Bell, I just started rewatching from the beginning this month, so it feels like cheating to watch this plot stuff so early in my rewatch. Sorry, it's just, this is where we're at in the storyline in the storyline commentaries.
By the way, I just wanted to throw something in there real quick. There's an anime manga series called Kaiji, which had several episodes in a row featuring rock, paper, scissors, and it was, like, edge of your seat engaging.
It's all about how you film it, how you present it. Presentation matters so much, these things. Anyway, let's
I swear, if there's ever a Contest of Champions 2, I mean, you remember how slick and polished I made sure the graphics looked like they were straight out of a news station? I'm going to make it look like it's straight out of a high school production class.
There you go. The contest has really gone downhill the last 500 or so.
Yep.
All right, let us continue.
Of course, don't you know anything about magic? You're only focused on your problems. Magic is a force tied to the very being that wields it, their conscience, their mind, their very soul. It can be used in defense. It can be used to heal and help others. It cannot be used to actively or passively hurt others. A human soul knows the difference between right and wrong, even if the mind has been clouded so much that they can't tell.
That didn't seem to stop Malachite.
Malachite was old when the world was young. His power was beyond anything any magic user has seen before or since. Point is, it's really rare that someone is able to break the rules like that. In fact, the times I've heard about it, I can count on one hand.
What about curses or dark magic? Hell, that magic gun was forged in a terrible ritual.
When that happens, they tend to be granted magic from a more powerful, dark, demonic source that doesn't exist in this world. A god or a demon bestows a boon on some poor sap, forgetting to mention that there's always a price.
So you're saying that my magic stopped working because my soul knew I was a bad guy?
No, it hasn't happened yet. Someone else decided to speed things up just to get your attention.
Who? The gun. Margaret did?
You know, she's worried about you. Worried about what you might become.
I am not turning evil!
Oh, really? Tell me how often you use your powers selfishly.
It is obviously I who should be president. I am the man who defeated Pyramid Head. I am the man who conquered Countdown.
How many people have you threatened or lashed out against unreasonably?
You what? 90s cat ringer! Yeah. I have a spaceship! Oh, sweet Jesus! Ah! Oh, how I do love owning a spaceship.
How many times did you worry about your own problems before anyone else's?
I'm only a temp now.
Yeah,
life's tough all over. I need some information.
And jokes.
Yeah, recontextualizing them. It was, but at a certain point, it was deliberate. Now, some people were upset that I recontextualized the "I am the man who conquered Countdown," etc., and all that. I get it. I get why they didn't like me taking the triumphant moment and making it an evil one. But I needed like some real good examples of arrogance to really show off that this has been building up for a while. Like I said, I realized this around the time of Suburban Nights. That God, we're kind of assholes, and a lot of the angry reviewing stuff, we're just complete douchebags. So we should really stop doing that.
Because I think the recontextualization works because it is a triumphant moment, but triumph can also lead to evil.
Or arrogance. Just take a look at Odysseus, who in his moment of triumph against the Cyclops gives out his own name and thus revokes his own protection from Athena, which allows Poseidon to attack him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're basically it's just like we're gonna recontextualize the idea of the angry reviewing tropes of us constantly using violence and anger and aggression against each other and saying, hey, maybe this is a bad thing. Big Jack Films. I might be doing some stuff that follows up on Suburban Nights, given I filmed some stuff on some of the film's original locations, mainly where the battle with Malachite took place. Oh, that's neat. Joseph Hellskull, Contest of Champions 2, Bandit Chief learns to use Linkara's restroom. Oh, God. So, yeah.
Oh, dear God, is Bandit Chief now going to be the Yonder?
So, yeah, I specifically planned to have I think the Douchey McNitpick moment there, I think I specifically by that point knew, oh yeah, I'm going to use this as an example of like overreacting to
I think I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, just as an example of this is an overreaction to someone being nitpicky about a review. You know, sticking a spaceship on them, that's kind of bad. And of course, as mentioned, Jack, are we the baddies?
Which I think, like, and I mean, I know this is 2012, so it's hard to, like, you know, figure out, like, what year even was anything, but I feel like that's kind of, like, taking that taking what are conceived as just jokes in a vacuum, then like taking the implications that has for like the character who commits them. It's like, oh wait, like I'm rambling. It's kind of cool how that kind of shows how there was this shift starting away from just be angry and caustic all the time, and that's kind of like and like that general attitude was kind of starting to crop up more in like YouTube media critique and stuff as well.
You're absolutely right. This was around the time of the shift where we were realizing that maybe the caustic critic thing wasn't what we needed to be and the only thing we could do. It was a time where we were starting to transition into more mixed reviews. Video essays, I think, were starting to come off, but it wasn't really a huge thing yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was the phasing out of the traditional caustic critic and the beginning of more mixed media review stuff. We can still be angry, but we didn't have to be such assholes all the time.
Mm-hmm.
When I created Game Show Reviewer, I made an active attempt to be, not the caustic critic. But
I mean, even when I was still doing my own review show, I actually did plan to incorporate a storyline as well, and a lot of these beats you're hitting here were actually going to crop up in what I had planned as well, where it's like, oh, wait, that time you rambled about how shitty Clock Stoppers is for 20 straight minutes, that probably says something.
Yes.
Or Aragon. It wasn't as bad. It actually was as bad as we thought it was.
On my original channel, because I'm on my second main YouTube channel, but on my original channel that I nuked back years ago, I was always the calm, collected one. My partner on that channel, who is the reason why I nuked that channel, was the caustic critic.
And now fast forward over a decade, we resolved the war on Halloween against Christmas with songs and treaties. What? Yeah, Naze, you wouldn't know anything about that, would you?
I wouldn't know anything about, hey, do you think this Beatles vibe I'm going for still works for Christmas? And, like, giving you constant updates when I could just, like, I don't know, make the thing?
You did such a good job of that song.
Oh, thank you. I kept, like, overcooking things and just, like, hitting you up, like, hey, does this work? Okay, does this still work?
No, I knew, I appreciated the updates. And like we were able to back and forth this and get a song that was good, and I knew it'd be a banger because you produce bangers, sir.
Appreciate it. Well, I also, because I know you led with, like, when we were initially planning, you even said, by the way, I'm pretty sure this is gonna be a banger. I'm like, oh, well, maybe my first draft should. That actually led me to toss my first idea I had. I'm like, is this a banger? No, it's not. I gotta rise to the assignment.
Because you produce good stuff, sir. I'm always very happy with the music you do for me, the music you've done for Dom. Just like you make good stuff.
Thanks, I appreciate that. Now, Pussycat, tell me more about myself. I'm just going full Jafar now.
Anyway,
well, I was stepping away for a second, but Nej, you do amazing work, and if you ever do stuff again, let us know.
Oh yeah, for sure. I keep trying to ramp up. I've been burnt out for a while.
We're getting off the topic here. Back to Linkara.
Yes, me, the best subject. How I have grown as a critic. How much development I've had. But anyway, yeah,
it's relevant to the points you're making with the storyline. A seamless transition back.
Yes, how brilliant I am with this stuff. Yeah, but a lot of people are commenting on this. Like, eventually, a lot of people have moved away from the caustic critic, and a lot of the constantly anger stuff has moved into the grifter territory instead.
Oh God.
Yeah. Because it's hard to be angry all the time. You can't be you just seem like a miserable person at a certain point, or you're just faking it, and like and if you're gonna be angry at something, you should have it be genuine because it's more passionate, more and feels better, and and the viewer is invested in that way. But if you're angry at everything all the time, it's exhausting.
I think it's deeper than that, actually. I think personally, because I used to work at a news station, and this kind of just crossed my mind. I think trying to hold any one emotion as a character is not going to work. And the reason I say that is, I mean, the anchors I worked with, they once commented, like, they don't talk like anchors in their normal lives. They they curse like sailors behind the scenes and all that, but on TV, they are news anchors. But they don't try to stay news anchors.
And like I said when this all started, if I can't make the threats bigger, then it's time to turn the show inwards and actually do some development and actually like recognize, hey, maybe the way I've been operating is not great and we should change and do better. Benjamin Hall, down with Dictator Kara. Well, let's see how things progress with the storyline.
So what are you going to be doing while I'm risking life and limb?
Don't worry, I'll be doing the most important job of all. Reviewing a crappy Elseworlds comic.
How many times did you arrogantly assume that your
I never broke away from that. We still do that all the time.
solutions were the right ones? Your answers were the only
it's
answers.
the most important job.
Vigilant was the name that the people voted for. Yes, but it's not their ship, now is it?
Recontextualize!
I know you're worried about me, but this is the only way.
Do you ever ignore the suffering of others?
But anyway, so I filled it up with gravy, and then I just tried to kind of marinate it with a bunch of cheese and whatnot.
It's a tragic moment,
Or you
but it's
just
still
off
funny.
in your own little world when others are trying to get you to listen for just 5 damn minutes.
And of course, the thing I appreciate most about occasions like this are the people.
By the way, this music cue is creepy.
Oh, so aside from the review, I was clearly nothing like that other Linkara.
Right.
Our actions and our thoughts shape who we are, and yours are not shaping up to be the ones of a hero. I suggest you go home and take some time to ponder who you really are, because you are going to need to help yourself.
David W. Coxwell, what will be your plotline of Forever Blue team up? I have no idea. Also, yeah, we're trying to keep super chat questions mostly to storyline related stuff. What would I do for a Forever Blue? Like,
all of them supporting each other.
a lot of Blue Rangers tend to be like nerds or sciencey types, so like they just happen to all be attending a conference and they join forces. Like it's some sort of science, so like some sort of science conference or something like that.
So one quick note: do you remember these old commercials for what is it, Goldwater Law Firm? I think it is. They have these commercials with this creepy ass music in the background. And I mean, you can actually the cue is actually called Ominous. But that's what that music cue you use there kind of reminds me of.
It might have been the same track because like one of the things that Music Loops advertised was, hey, you can buy this music and use it for like, commercials and stuff like that.
I don't think it's the same cue because I think Ominous is actually a lot creepier, but yeah.
Go Jurgens, can't wait to find out how the wizard lied and why. There are reasons for... Sorry, go ahead.
No, would Forever Blue still consider like, wow, well, Billy is brilliant and so is loyal. What about you? I'm Scottish!
Of course!
You can't do it without that. You need Scottish.
Somehow we'll open a dimensional portal and get RPM in there. Alright, let us continue.
I can't imagine that even if Todd Loren had lived, that this thing would have survived much longer. I mean, who wants to follow a fictional story where the main character is just a douchebag who you can never relate or sympathize with? Oh, that reminds me. Nimue, we need to reposition Comicron 1.
I still think you should digitally try to recreate that blur out.
Alright, so finally we are seeing Mark for the first time. I will not tell you who they are, their real name or anything like that, because they prefer their anonymity. But I will say that they are a family member of mine. Beyond that, yeah, I just wanted... I knew that it was time to finally have them appear on screen to, like, have the conversation for the quote-unquote magic gun girl. Finally give the name, everything like that. You forgot to answer my super chat, which, let me scroll up real quick. Which one did you do, J Manor? Because I'm looking here.
I talked over it with my I'm Scottish bit.
I don't...
The last one I have is Behold, Nerd Vision Kara.
I'm scrolling further up. I don't see anything that we...
Or forgot to answer the super chat. Oh, wait, Coach Jurgen, can't wait to find out how the wizard lied and why. There are reasons for everything, and even then I was planning on it. I had ideas of how this is going to work. And so, yeah, they have transitioned since then. They are now, they are a guy. They were always a guy, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean.
Is it you?
Yep.
How are you...
Does it matter?
Well, I'd love to talk to you more often like this, if it's possible.
Don't worry about that right now. It's not important.
Okay. I've made a real mess of things, haven't I?
Yeah.
Well, what am I supposed to do? Act like a goody two-shoes all the time? Never raise my voice to anybody? Never get angry at anything? Never lie or make mistakes or take a shortcut to anything?
Of course not. No one's perfect.
Well, then what the hell do you want from me? I just don't know what to do. What am I supposed to do to make things right again?
I want you to be better.
Oh, that's helpful.
You're aware of it now. Aware of what could happen to you.
Yes.
I've been holding back because I haven't been certain about you. About what you could do if I really cut loose.
Maybe you shouldn't. Maybe Appos is right and I really am going evil. Maybe you should use that power you have and snuff me out before I get worse.
You're my partner. You're my friend. You don't leave your friend behind when they're in trouble. You try to help them. Try to make them better.
And if you can't help me?
Then at least I made the effort.
What's the next step?
Just be mindful. Try to think a little bit more and be more aware of things.
I'll try.
Doing is better than trying.
True that. I think I'm ready to go home.
I'm all right.
Only a Sith feels an absolute.
I'm sorry, Eliza, you interrupted.
Sorry.
You interrupted the line of them saying, I'm already home.
Sorry.
You should feel sorry.
I am.
This is why I don't want people interrupting during these bits.
You interrupted Linkara during Linkara. Come on.
And saying only a Sith deals in absolutes is an absolute. Come on.
No, it's fine. You're okay. Don't worry about it.
You or do not. There is no Linkara.
David W. Coxwell, where did you get the ideas for storylines? How do you make your set? The set is just like stuff I put on the shelves behind me for the most part. The most optimal setup. And where I get the idea for storylines, just from anything. I come up with ideas for things I want to do. I have 3 or 4 storylines that I want to do going ahead from here, including the 20th anniversary storyline. Hopefully we can get there. Fingers crossed.
Elite 555, I've got it. When I was doing the thumbnail, the first frame idea was this, but then I thought it wasn't appropriate since the character has since transitioned.
Yeah, I think that was the right call. Genth, if Linkara had gone fully evil, what would his ridiculous spikes and leather outfit look like? Will we get a spiky hat along the lines of the Batman Who Laughs stupid headband? Yes! Spikes all over, all black leather.
How high
Loads
would the
of
collar on the
90s
coat
pouches, just wearing hundreds of pouches like in Image Comics.
Yes.
High collar coat. High collar coat. High collar coat.
I'd have my big magic gun. The regular magic gun's not big enough for this. Skulls everywhere.
Wait, could the normal magic gun slot into the big magic gun for a toy gimmick?
Yes.
Oh my god, it's got to be a transformer.
Yeah, it's a mini
As long as it's not a meat transformer.
Okay, Aaron P. I don't usually like references to that or calling me anything like that, but the Spike Bringer is really good.
Yes.
The Linkara Who Laughs. That's good stuff. Good stuff. Evil Linkara has an AtopTheFourthWall logo shaped boob window. Yes.
Yeah.
There's a big boob window shaped like that.
It's shaped like spikes, like my soul.
By the way, Lou, I don't know. I know because you don't watch Lower Decks, but that has been canonized now. That word or that term, boob window.
I mean, that's always been,
Star Trek.
I mean, that's been a thing for years before, like any kind of canon and anything like that. But then again,
it's now official isn't the Star Trek canon.
Yeah, although that's just another example of me not of why I don't like Lower Decks. Because I feel like that's the kind of thing that wouldn't normally be said in a Star Trek show. But then again, that's been a problem with all of modern Star Trek, that no one talks like they're in Star Trek. But anyway,
And less said about
But anyway, let us continue. David W. Coxwell, are you making another reunion with former channel? No. Let us resume. Nope, I'm not planning on anything like that right now. Not with any other people, and certainly not with Channel Awesome itself.
Yeah, he's already home.
Yeah.
Anyway, Marvel. I don't know why you're including this opening bit here other than the hologram line.
That is the only reason this bit is included. Hologram!
One of my favorite lines.
I'm a hologram. How do I get drunk?
Marvel, that's how.
Marvel again. Oh, jeez. Alright, I'm not even sure how a hologram can sleep, but he is sleeping. We should be able to talk in peace. We gotta do something about that guy before he kills us all. Well, going at him half-cocked with a pistol isn't going to work, as you found out. Yeah, I admit it, that was knuckleheaded of me. At the very least, I should have aimed for that doodad that powers him, but I was just being too hot-headed. It wouldn't have made much of a difference even if you had shot at the mobile emitter. How do you figure? The hologram is a combination of light projection and force fields. He is able to project the force field around the mobile emitter to protect it from harm. I don't suppose you have any science-y crap.
The one advantage of writing storyline, since I didn't have, like, this was not, like, all scripted in advance. I was writing it and doing it week to week, trying to come up with stuff like that. So, of course, I could get reactions from people in the comments, and then people being like, why didn't he aim for the mobile emitter? Why didn't he just attack the mobile emitter? So, like, this is me so I can incorporate explanations for why things didn't go that way.
Almost say like, oh, that must be how they wrote comics back in the day. I'm like, there was no internet back in the day, so no.
No, they just had letters that came in like months after the fact.
Yeah, there absolutely were letters. Why did you do this thing? But it's like about issue 1, but you're reading it in issue like 3 or something.
Oh, but just imagine like being able to do that week by week. Oh,
Yeah.
goodness.
All right. Question, was this on Blip at the time? Yes, it was. We didn't get off of Blip entirely until 2015, 2016, I want to say.
Sounds about right.
It wasn't. It was less of us getting off of Blip and more like Blip died.
Well, yeah, but we were still on Blip until that point.
Yeah, Blip kicked me off.
Do you remember the Great Blip? Do you remember the Great Blip purges?
Yes.
Yeah, I was part of it.
I survived every single one.
All right, let us
emails really quick. Sorry, go ahead.
Let us resume.
To help out with that, do ya? Nothing specifically designed to take it out, but I think we do have a chance with a frontal assault. I thought you just said going in with pea shooters ain't worth the effort. We'll need larger, more powerful guns. He's impervious to harm, but he's not undefeatable. Like any other electronic object, he relies on energy. If we drain his energy banks, then he's vulnerable. Continued, sustained attacks will do it. It's just we need to survive to see it through. Haven't pulled out the Tommy gun in a while. This'll be a good time. Excellent! We'll need 90s kids' help as well. I don't think he's in any shape for that. Rob Liefeld's not doing comics anymore! I don't get it. He only has Diet Coke in that thing. How is he drunk? I've learned not to question these things. Just get him sobered up and ready, and I'll be prepared to do my part. You got it, Big Eyes. You know what? I bet that gunslinger mook is responsible for all this. He's probably just waiting right now, biding his time for the right time to attack.
Bear in mind, it had been like months since we saw the gunslinger.
Yeah.
Like this
Yeah,
whole... Go ahead.
I got to be honest, like, I was kind of confused at first because we had the gunslinger show up, and then we had the introspective stuff, and then the hollow car, and I'm like, wait a second, what about the gunslinger? Like, I was confused where the storyline was going.
Yep, because that was deliberate. Because of course this was to prove that, like, no, this has nothing to do with him. He's just the catalyst that got all this stuff started. It is technically his arc because he is the catalyst and everything, and we are going to come back to him as we go along here. But the point is that is the character development for our characters. Jarrus himself is not really the villain. Matthew Storrs, where did the gunslinger's wig come from? You'd have to ask him. I don't recall. I think I want to say that his wig was like a Full Metal Alchemist wig or something like that originally, but you'd have to ask Will.
Full Metal Alchemist cosplay.
Yeah.
Ow.
I was also confused where the gunslinger went during this time. Yeah.
I was having a whole thought process, like, when I saw 90s kids getting drunk, I'm like, what's the 90s aesthetic equivalent of a flask? I guess there isn't really anything, and, like, because, like, my brain went to, like, Four Loko, but that's very not 90s, and the whole time I had this thought process that was like, he's only got Diet Coke in there. I'm like, oh, never mind.
It's just a gag. It's just a gag that he somehow got drunk off Diet Coke.
Oh no, I get it. I'm just like over here, like, overcooking the gosh dang sight gag. I'm like, shut the fuck up.
Hey, don't worry. Consider that's fine. This is the storyline that took a bunch of sight gags and gags in general and recontextualized them. So maybe in 10 years' time, we're gonna be like, oh no, secretly that Diet Coke was actually full of some alcohol because someone was secretly invading.
It was actually real Coke, and the sugars fermented and created.
No, it was
It'd be like one of those new Ghostbusters movies. Like, remember the what was it, like the Nestle Crunch Bar or something?
Oh lord!
Even though it's like, it was a Crunch Bar. Like, what do you want?
My God!
Imagine this Twinkie.
Where does Jarrus get his hair done? Asking for a friend. I want to say that Will just braided it himself. I spent ages on my Jarrus cosplay. It's one of my favorite ones I've ever done. Nice! Alright, let us continue on. We're about to meet... I'm forgetting the name of his ship. We're going to see it here in a minute here.
Sierra.
Sierra. Sierra was voiced by me because I couldn't, because it was just like the easiest way to handle it, just to have me take care of that. But his mannerisms, once again, we're doing Blake 7 references. His mannerisms are based, if Nimue is based off of Zen from Blake 7, then Sierra is based on Slave, the secondary computer when they lost the Liberator and got their second ship, who was also an artificial intelligence, but he was very subservient and begging your pardon, masters. I just realized we're being pursued. Sorry for the interruption. Very subservient, very docile. So that was the same idea we were going to have here, just to have them different, just to have the different personality types, and then of course later on we would have the dueling computer insults between Sierra and Poyo. But we'll get to that. Gordon ZX, when did Liefeld retire? I think he announced his retirement around that time, which is what 90s Kid was referencing. But like he unretired almost immediately. I think something like that.
Life has retired and unretired so many times.
Will we get an Orak? I think Poyo is our Orak.
I don't think anybody beats Hayao Miyazaki for like retiring and unretiring.
Brett Favre. Counterpoint.
There we go.
I don't know who that is.
He's a football player.
He's a football man. He's a sportsman.
Sports ball.
The only sports I follow is the Premier League.
Orbits. That was the 90s soda I was thinking of. Okay, there you go. All right, let us continue on.
Well, that could have gone better.
Hello, Master. It's good to see you again.
The graphics for Sierra there are actually from some of the Comicron 1 background displays. There's like a computer in the science lab that had that graphic, so I was just like, okay, I need something to put on screen here. It's just a green screen during those shots, but it's like, okay, slap this in there, that'll work. No one will remember that. And let's continue.
I remembered.
Good to hear from you too, Sierra. How long was the time dilation?
A factor of 20, Master.
20?
Please steady yourself, Master. You're still acclimating.
I know. Took a nasty hit from that fella's gun, too.
Medical scans indicate high toxicity in your bloodstream. I would humbly suggest you sit down while I administer medication in the air supply.
Right.
This was Will's place at the time, by the way.
That universe is poisoned to the core. I mean, I was only there for a couple of minutes and I was losing focus.
I am pleased to report, Master, that the readings you came back with are very thorough. I should be able to extend your ability to withstand the universe immensely.
Yeah, good to hear. So factor 20, huh? We really are off the beaten path this time. So how long was I gone in their time?
Approximately 3 months, Master. I am already making calculations to adjust for the dilation.
That fella has experience with shootouts, Sierra.
Were you able to make him angry?
Yes and no. He seemed more annoyed than anything. Still, I'm sure I can make this work.
Begging your pardon, Master, but I've accessed records within this universe. It might be a better course of action to avoid this one.
Why do you say that?
This individual and his weapon. He apparently defeated Lord Vice.
This guy tangled with Vice?
And succeeded, Master. Perhaps it would be best if we attempted to challenge someone less formidable.
Nah, if this guy really did take out Vice, that makes it even more important that we get this gun up to full power. After all, it is the last one we need.
I love that shot.
That's such a good shot.
Yeah.
He has all the guns. How is he going to carry them all for fight? He wasn't intending them for himself. He was intending them for his resistance movement. He was going to supply.
Unlocked, you only could use them.
He was supplying them to other people on his home in his home dimension. And once
he's the magic arms dealer.
Yeah, he's the magic arms dealer.
What are you buying?
So yeah, most of those guns, I just got off of eBay because I was looking for more magic guns. I thought that at some point I decided, hey, it'll be cool to have other magic guns in case I like swap out for like different situations or other story stuff down the road. So I bought a whole bunch of different designs for them. Some of them are very flimsy, like they are just very simple plastic, and they broke just over time trying to use them. But they look good. One of those I think was actually the Linkara gun, which has the lion's head in the handle. I saw the Jango Fett pistol in there. Yeah, I got that one because there was a time when I was making money hand over foot doing Atop the Fourth Wall, and I was just like buying stuff off of eBay. Just like tons of stuff, like props, costumes, and stuff like that. It was, and eventually I realized, oh yeah, this is not actually sustainable if I want to, live. So I should stop doing that. Just tape them all together for the biggest magic gun.
Isn't that a Digimon?
Gundramon. Oh yeah, there's a Digimon named Gundramon.
They look freaking fantastic. Yeah, one of those, the one I'm saying that I later will say I'm keeping you. That one is the most sturdy. That one is actually like more like a statue gun than an actual like I don't think the trigger works on that, but it's like it's heavy. It's made of proper materials. It's very good looking. Maximum Mystic Pistol. Mugendramon is also made of guns. All right, so I think we're gonna go for another half hour, and then we're gonna call it a night because we still have an hour and 21 minutes left of storyline. We're only 56 minutes in.
Oh wow!
Oh god!
But let us continue on because we still got stuff to go on from here. Now you got a General Grievous. Just make a contraption that fits on your back to hold all the magic guns. There you go. Let us resume.
Seriously? Guys, I'm made of light and force field. What do you think you're gonna do to... That's not gonna work either, kids. I can stand here all day.
Doc, is this even doing anything?
His power is dropping, but slowly. Keep it up.
Guys, I'm getting bored here. There, you see? Now will you just... Oh, hey, you managed to recharge that thing. That's awesome.
It's giving Nerf War.
No! Keep up the attack!
Oh, Dr. Linksano, is that you, I hear?
Oh, crap, in a test tube. Poyo, it's up to you.
I will try.
Ooh, Poyo's attempting to hack the mobile emitter. It'd be a real shame if I hadn't foreseen this and, well, put him into a very special body just for that reason.
Ah! Poyo, you okay?
I'm fine, Auntie M. I think I'll take a nap now.
Well, it's up to me, then.
Oh, hey, there you are. Power levels are dropping, but not quite enough. Say, Linksano, did you know that Linkara set up a whole bunch of emergency procedures to prevent this sort of thing from happening? Like, say, Emergency Procedure 3, activate. Yeah, the force field technology came from Comicron 1, you know. Honest to God, look at you dumbasses. Did you really think you had a shot here? There is not a single person here who can stop me. Hell, there is not a single person on Earth who can stop what I've begun. Oh, I don't know. I think I might know a guy.
The inspiration for that was the end of Buffy season 6 when Giles returns.
I figured as much.
I need to see Buffy.
Yeah, just like Giles return, like Willow's just like, that's like I'm more powerful than anyone else in the world. She gets blasted back. Giles is standing there. I'd like to test that theory. Yeah, big damn heroes moment. Such a cool entrance. But yeah, Poyo took a headshot. So Linksano was using actually the Bajoran gun from Star Trek Deep Space Nine. Although I modified it so like when he's using it, it creates like this cool like scatter shot effect. I've always been pretty proud of how that looks as a unique gun concept. You need more cool entrance and one-liners. That is true. I do need more of those. Yeah, what an entrance. I think, yeah, Linkara had been gone for a few episodes now. We'd been doing other storyline-related bits. So, like, you know, big reveal, he's back. Filming the bits there. Is it Poyo or Poyo? It is Poyo with 2 L's, because it's supposed to be the Spanish word for chicken. All right, let us continue.
Ah, good, you're here. Listen, this probably requires some explanation. Poyo has gotten me up to speed using his short-range transmitter. I presume you're responsible for the communications breakdown? No, actually. We lost contact with you about a month or so ago. We suspected some sort of malfunction on board Comicron 1. The Cybermats are looking into it.
Hinting at the... I'm already laying the groundwork for Ghost of the Machine with the malfunctions. I like to plan long-term with my storylines. I like to set up stuff that's going to happen much farther down the line. And just like, it's innocuous. It's just a malfunction. It doesn't really matter that much, and it's easy to just forget about it. But then of course, it comes back around again by the end to lead into the next one.
Your name is Aaron, yes?
Hey. You got it. Now once we actually get storyline stuff back up and running, I can once again lay groundwork for stuff. You also have great payoffs. Thank you.
I see.
Be careful, Linkara! He knows how to use his hologram form
Computer, deactivate emergency reviewing hologram. Wait, let me explain. Hey. What? You guys didn't know you could just do that, right?
What?
Is everybody okay? Oh, I've been better. Good thing that idiot doesn't know how to set the bazooka. How is he? I think he'll be fine.
Don't worry, Funshine Bear. We'll stomp no heart.
I take it your magic piece is working again?
Yep.
And I think the same can be said about the enchantments on this place. Otherwise, I presume we'd be seeing a lot more bullet holes in the walls. It's good to have you back, kid. Well, it's good to be back. Wait, it's Monday, isn't it? Yep, all day. Then I have a review to do. Insano, do what you can for Poyo.
I'm on it!
So, hello and welcome to Atop the Fourth Wall, where bad comics burn. Say, do you remember how Batman hates rock and roll? Batman Jazz is a 3-issue miniseries, and maybe we'll get back to it eventually. In the meantime, though, I need to clear my thoughts about that. Oh my god, what the hell was that at the end?
Drugs.
Emergency Procedure 5, execute! Locking us in. We need to talk. You don't seem surprised that I'm online. You're based on my brain patterns and personality. It's in your nature to make backup plans. Oh yeah, and I sincerely doubt you'll be able to undo this.
Linkara, the hologram is online again. But don't worry, we've already figured out how he backed up his program. Poyo and I are working to shut him off permanently.
Before I actually knew how to, like, put a filter over that to make it sound like it was coming out of a microphone. Out of a speaker. Just like, oh, it sounds like I'm just in the room with you guys.
That line about, it is Monday, isn't it? That was like, oh yeah, I used to literally set my watch based on who was uploading on what day.
Good times. I miss them. Well, I miss being able to actually release stuff on time.
You were Monday. You've always been Monday.
I've always had cats.
I've always been Monday.
I've always had cats.
Yeah, you've always had cats.
Hi, Chibi.
Whenever are you going to review Batman Jazz? I reviewed all of it. You can find all 3 reviews. Batman hates rock and roll, but he loves jazz music. Just say that you updated the tech. Previously Thursday. All right, let us resume. So now it's time for motivations and character development. More character development.
Ah, hell.
And I blocked his signals to Poyo. We should have him offline shortly.
Well, poop. Thanks for the update, Insano. Keep at it. So, here we are. You know you can't take me in a fight. Maybe. Or maybe the magic gun has become more powerful than you could possibly imagine. Now just tell me.
So, I've mentioned this before, like, each of the storylines is based around a franchise. In some capacity. Contest of Champions is Yu-Gi-Oh! The first one, the original Mecha arc was Power Rangers. Second was Doctor Who. This one was Star Wars. To the point where I remember now. So when I first conceived of Jarrus, his name was going to be Jedi.
Nice.
It would be spelled differently, but we both very wisely decided, no, that's stupid. That is stupid. Just name it something else. I was like, okay, I want to keep the J sound, so we went with Jarrus. So yeah, this one was based around Star Wars. There's a few ones kind of just peppered in throughout. More like GED AI as opposed to JED. Yeah, that's it. You know what I mean. So yeah, like perhaps I become more powerful than you could possibly imagine. No, that's stupid, and that's why you do it. No, there's Jedi, Jeadeye. It's like Jedi at that point. Jarrus would be a cool Jedi name. Oh wait, it is. Was there an arc based on Pokemon? Yeah, that would be the original Entity arc, because of course. Missing number. Sure, it's not exactly Pokemon flavored, but it's frickin' Missing No is there.
Yeah.
I know this is based off of Star Wars because of the hologram. No, there's like little Star Wars references peppered throughout. Joseph Hellschool, probably for the best. Email Weirdo should not have a prequel equivalent. Good point! Alright, let us continue.
Tell me what the hell you want. Well, that's the thing, isn't it? It's all about power. The power to do good. We have the power to do so much good. We have it sitting in orbit, but we're too afraid to use it. What are you talking about? Nimue?
Online.
What is your status?
Comicron 1's weapons are charged and directed at the provided coordinates.
What coordinates? New York City. Specifically, Marvel Entertainment. You're gonna murder everyone. No! We're not gonna murder anybody! We are going to save Spider-Man! An ultimatum. We issue a very specific statement. They start working on a story to reverse one more day, keeping us apprised of its progress, or we level their offices. If Spider-Man can't be saved, then let him at least die with dignity. Would you just think about it? We have the power to fix things! No more heroes making deals with the devil! No more proactive superhero teams! No more characters killed off for meaningless shock deaths! No more half-assed reboots or retcons! They keep claiming to be guardians and shepherds of these characters, yet do nothing but hurt them! Superman, Spider-Man, Batman, Blue Beetle, the X-Men, they're all bigger than us! They were here before us, and they'll be around long after we're dead! Superheroes are our mythology, with a life of their own, with power to inspire beyond even real people. But time after time, our heroes, the characters we look up to, get squandered or have injustices heaped on them. Well, it's about damn time someone corrected this. The creators have proven what they really are. They're the villains! So it's about damn time that we be the heroes and save these characters! You want to save these characters. You want to show the world that superheroes mean something more than just something to be retconned or wrecked. But in the end, all you're doing is threatening people if you don't get your way. That doesn't make you a hero. That makes you a bully. You're trading one person's imposed stories for your imposed stories. Damn it, all this is too important! Look at what all these horrible comics have done to us, having to deconstruct these stories again and again, and nothing ever changes! No, we will win through eventually. We win hearts and minds. We convince people we're right. We don't force people to accept we're right, and we sure as hell don't put a gun to their heads and say, accept it or die! Damn it, we have to do this! We have to! Linkara, we've isolated his program and can short-circuit the emitter. They'll never change unless we make them change. Doc, fry 'em.
Let's answer some super chats real quick. Kate Cast reviews. It's both amazing and depressing how much this entitled criticism driven by force versus well-meaning critique gets more relevant every year.
Yeah.
Gorns X, you know when you think about it, Holokar is basically Injustice, Linkara.
And there's one that's not a super chat, but I've got to read it.
What?
Holokara, when the comics burn you.
Cute little cat girl, if you want to post up your super chat in the regular chat, we will read it off. Actually, we're going to get to it in a minute here, but yeah, just like my rejection of toxic fandom, my rejection of toxic masculinity, my rejection of, like, that kind of mindset, because, of course, I've got a spaceship in orbit that I can make everyone, like, do what I want, but, like, that just makes me the villain. And this is just, like, the open declaration of, no, we're not going to do that, we're not going to be like that. This is sure hitting in 2025. Yeah! Mind you, this is also an example of, man, I am such a windbag. I do this all the time. My writing style is very wordy, very expository and long. I'm sorry for that. If you guys like it, great. But, like, I recognize that this would never be on TV.
Hey, without bags of wind, how's Odysseus gonna get back to Ithaca?
Cute little cat girl. Hey, Lewis, quick question. If I were to buy you a Steam key, would you be okay with it? I mean, you could buy it, but there's no guarantee I'll actually play whatever game you have in mind.
Also, to answer the Odysseus question, with the help of various women, because his crew fucked up the bags of wind.
Yep. Also, Lewis, this is something I've been wanting to say for the longest time. It's something I used to use to explain your videos to people I was trying to get into them. Your writing style is a lot like Chris Claremont's.
Yeah, but at least he has different panels to cut to as opposed to one long zoom in there.
Yes.
I feel like I'd edit this a little better nowadays, but like, yeah. Anyway, let's resume. Because we'll talk about some stuff that didn't end up happening after this bit.
So, have we been able to figure out what was wrong with the hologram?
There was nothing wrong with it at all. It was doing exactly what it was supposed to do. Dude, he reached inside my chest and squeezed my heart like a mad ball! The hologram was based on my memories and my mental patterns. It's entirely likely that if I hadn't left and found out all this stuff about myself, that I'd be the one with my finger on the button ready to shoot Comicron 1's weapons down. Fortunately, I have some good friends who know when to give me a swift kick in the ass. I've got to admit, kid, I don't buy it. I mean, how many times have you saved the world now? You ain't evil. The road to hell is paved with good intentions, fine voice. The funny thing about morality is that you can justify anything if it's in the pursuit of a greater good. It's all a matter of where you draw the line. I'm not particularly happy about the things I found out about myself. But in the end, it has made me doubly determined to make sure that it doesn't happen to me. What I would like to know is why Nimue didn't shut off the hologram when all this started. Nimue, you're programmed with ethical subroutines to prevent this kind of thing from occurring.
This unit apologizes. There have recently been a series of malfunctions throughout the vessel that cannot be explained at this time. A diagnostic of this unit's core program may be advised.
We'll get to work on that as soon as possible. The gunslinger is still out there, and the fact that they've been so quiet lately worries me. So, this little journey of yours, that's it? You walked from one side of the country to the other just to find the wizard who told you to get your act together? No, this journey has reassured me that I'm not going to turn evil. How's that, dude? When the hologram started to turn on you guys, what happened? You all rose to the occasion, helped each other, and tried like hell to protect yourselves together.
Nimue, my bad, dog. Donald Nevin, I actually started sooner because of the people who posted your History of Power Rangers videos, but slowly migrated over. Love the videos. Keep doing what you're doing. Thank you so much. Anyway, let us continue.
I can think of no people better suited to stand by my side and keep me from turning evil. Now come on! I'm back and I'm taking all you guys to Dairy Queen.
I thought you spent all your money during your journey.
And by me, I mean Poyo's taking us to Dairy Queen.
And the seeds of evil are planted.
Oh, bite me, it's fun.
One man's trash is another man's treasure.
Alright, so, this ending here was supposed to lead into a bit of the storyline that did not end up happening. What was going to happen was that eventually, when we reached the finale, Holokara would return, and there'd be a big battle, like the final reassurance of no, Linkara will not end up like how Holokara wants to be. There would be a big battle, and the end of it, like, yo, haha, Linkara is victorious. I know who I am, and no one's gonna take me down unlike that. And then the gunslinger shoots him from behind and takes the gun. Holokara was going to be like a final distraction, weaken him down so he could take the magic gun for himself. But I realized two things. One, I was running out of time. There was so much stuff that still needed to be filmed. The actual finale ended up being so long. And also two, it'd just be repeating this. There would not be anything new to add to this. It was best to just forget about it. Keep the hologram in reserve for some point in the future. But otherwise, the mobile, this mobile emitter thing was also just a sign to show, the gunslinger's still getting into the apartment even if they don't realize it. And that will be leading into the Halloween storyline, which we do have 10 minutes left. We could start on that at least.
I'm inclined to say let's not. This is a good place to end, I think.
Yeah, this is a great place to end.
We are actually like roughly at the halfway mark of the storyline because we've gone through an hour and 8 minutes, and there is an hour and 10 minutes left.
Oh yeah, perfect spot to stop for tonight.
All right, yeah, we have reached the halfway point of the storyline. So Linkara is alive. No, because we do bring him back for a future storyline bit, but that is several storylines away.
Yep. By the time that we get to that storyline in these commentaries, there's a very good chance you will have seen the space race. There's a very good chance that the Contest of Champions will be fully uploaded in full form. And let's see, Linkara and I will have done a full crossover at that point.
Oh, geez, next time is the Christmas Carol. Get the tissues, guys. Oh, God, yeah.
God, that's right.
One of the first examples of Linkara ruins Christmas.
But there is a damn good Halloween storyline before that.
Oh, yes. The burglar. Where's the... so does Jarrett still have the mobile emitter, and are there plans to use it somewhere down the line? We end up using it down the line in another storyline. You probably have forgotten about it, but yeah, that comes back around again in whatchamacallit. The Sleepwalker.
The Sleepwalker.
Yep.
Oh yeah, the Harvey Christmas Carol, yep. Oh really, the Talon's finally releasing the captive footage? Hopefully! I miss your storylines. They'll be coming back. I've set a deadline for GSR. It's just GSR is dealing with real life stuff right now. But yeah, GSR, if you do not get if we do not finish it up, I am gonna contact someone else just to finally get it moving. I'm sorry about that, but I want to get this back on track.
You will. I mean, I will say let's chat a little bit after the stream ends.
Yeah, it's all good. We're gonna get this going again. I have several scripts written. I want to keep writing more scripts. I want another proper storyline. I've been setting up Architects of Mirrors for technically years and years now, because we kept having hints to it. Now you'll finally see what the deal is with that. That makes sense. Take your time. But the thing is, I need to get this storyline done with. Both Contest of Champions and Architects of Mirrors have implications and things that are important for the 20th anniversary storyline, and I'm not doing the 20th anniversary storyline any other year but the 20th anniversary.
When did Contest of Champions start again?
COVID
era.
Yeah, pre-COVID, so 2017, 2018. But I want to thank you all for joining us. I don't know yet when we will continue this storyline commentary. Probably next week, week after, something like that. Hopefully, fingers crossed. What's the next Secret Origins Month episode? My Greatest Adventure number 80? I can't remember the number of it. It's the Doom Patrol. I started writing that script. I will get back to working on that script once we're done here. I want to thank my wonderful guests for joining me for this commentary. Eliza.
Oh, it's great being here.
Zen.
She actually went to sleep half an hour ago.
Okay. GSR.
I miss having top billing.
Ilnage.
Hello.
And Lotus Prince. Who is muted.
Oh yeah, my fault. I think I might have clicked the mute button to unmute, but I accidentally muted. But in any case, yeah, thanks for having me, and I'll be streaming myself 3D Game Heroes on Monday at 10 p.m. EST, and I'm getting ready to upload a Let's Play of Enchanted Arms, if you remember that one.
Nice. And as a reminder, the mini Comicron 1 models, fully colored, are now available for purchase in the Atop the Fourth Wall store envy. I haven't made a formal announcement of that in just yet, because I also want to get the Pokemon keychains store envy opened up. I'm just doing all the paperwork and getting some last minute stuff printed soon. And that one, we're calling the store of that Poke Equipment. Originally it was going to be called Poke Chains, but it turns Poke Chains, but unfortunately it turns out someone already took that name. No one took Poke Equipment though. So I've taken it and we're using that. Otherwise, thank you all. We'll be back on Sunday for more of the Outer Worlds as well.
And I apologize again for talking over the iHam home line. I was doing my eye drops and...
You're fine, don't worry about it. People can always go back and watch it themselves.
Yes.
Alright, y'all have a good rest of the evening. Bye-bye now.
Bye.
Good night, everyone.